Chapter 141, Reincarnation. Chapter 141 Reincarnation of the Mother. Liuyang Shengshui is the pure water that the superb masters of Shintong collect from the 6 kinds of masculinity between the heavens and the earth. For the sun, the yang of the sun, the qi of the sun, the anger of the sun, the qi of the yang of the yang, the 6 kinds of yang, turned into holy water, the mighty, wash the spirit, nourish the flesh and blood, practice when you put a drop of holy water into the mana, you can consolidate the infuriating and the speed of cultivation progresses faster. There are 3 disciples in Tai, and only Yu Dian carries a gourd. Others burned, and Sha Yu did not have it. You can see the precious things. Now that the holy water drops on the shreds of the world tree, a scent of 6 yang is absorbed, and this piece of debris actually shows a glimmer of life. There is nothing wrong with it, it is vitality, and the kind of dead wood and the strong artistic conception of spring are radiating from it. Fang Han even saw that on this slab-sized piece, a tiny green spore bulged slightly and seemed to sprout. As soon as the thin buds came out, the powerful wood gas suddenly burst into flames. He instantly felt that he seemed to be completely in a green sea, and there were trees everywhere between heaven and earth. The world has become a tree. N-O-V-E in .C Om. This kind of wood gas can make me refine the Qing Emperor's wooden power to an unprecedented realm. I have absorbed the wood of the world tree, and it is easy to make it into a Taoist. Fang Han has been urging mana quickly, trying to absorb the wood gas emitted by the tree of the world, into the infuriating spirit of his own wood, and then suffocating in one fell swoop, reaching the 3rd secret of the mysterious secret, Yuan Yu Jing, mana multiplying. The practice of Qingdi Muhuanggong is to absorb the heavens and the earth, all kinds of grass and spirits, the use of force quenching, ever-changing, random combination, commanding the wood of heaven and earth, great power. But the tree of the world is between heaven and earth, in the Taiku, the first ***** wood, the center of the heavens and the earth, to communicate the fairy world. Since being cut off by Taiku, it has disappeared into the world, and the people who cultivated the emperor of the Qing dynasty could not absorb the aura of this kind of tree. The aura of the tree of the world is thought of with the toes, incredible, and has all kinds of power. Fang Han is full of joy. However, the next moment, the change is sudden. When Fang Han's Wuwang infuriating just touched the trees of the world, he not only did not absorb a little bit, but was sucked by the other side. His own instinct seemed to have opened the flood of the gate, and he was sucked away. The buds from the shards turned out to be a monster. Learn your instinct. Not good. How can this be? Fang Han was shocked and stunned, and quickly forcibly cut off his infuriating, all hidden in his mind. This barely prevented the shards of the world tree from being greedy. This time, it is self-defeating, not only cannot learn the aura, but loses the infuriating. Fang Hengsen estimated that the loss of the infuriating self is only a month to be able to cultivate back. The battle with Hua Tiandu was only 10 years, and now it has been a year. Every day, the days are not allowed. The loss of 1 month of cultivation is infuriating, leading to retreat. He is so distressed that he can't wait to kick the pieces of the world tree and take the shoots down and crush them. Damn. Fang Han looked gloomy as water. Don't regret it. This is a good thing. I know what is going on. I saw it all, thoughtfully. How is it a good thing? I originally refining the true spirit to the point of crystallization, only 1 step, I realized that one of the words, you can practice it, now I am afraid of delaying many days, I also know that the situation is getting harder and harder now. Fang Han sinks his anger and stares at the fragments of the world tree. I used to wash away the billions of years of filth by forgetting the water, and then you use the 6 yang holy water to make it alive and glow. This is the best gift that God has given you, you use the wooden emperor every day. Infuriating it to nourish it, it will gradually release its potential, and finally become a sapling. You can absorb the celestial fairy in the void, and then integrate with your mana, your strength will unprecedented growth. Yan excitedly said. Now it has not grown into a sapling, function is not complete, you need your moisture. This is equivalent to a mortal feeding a tiger cub, starting to ask you to breastfeed, and when you are fully grown, Hu Zhao Shan Lin, the king of beasts. If it's really under your nourishment and grow into a seedling of a tree of the world, then you have this ancient, first ***** wood, and you can even use it to become a fairy in the future. This is also a piece the magic weapon, really grow up, Huang Quantu can't compare. This is also a big hope to defeat Huashendu. Fang Han listened to the excited voice, looked at the fragments of the sprouts, and felt that it contained the power of the majestic, but it did not grow up completely, and had to consume the infuriating and stimulate the potential. In this case, I will work harder, injecting it into the wood every day. I hope it can really grow a sapling for my use. Since then, Fang Han began to practice hard, and every day in the 5 prisons, the meditation of the Wood Emperor, exercise their own mana, and Wang Ding all handed over to the big Ashura witch to control, just sneak under the sea, Shangui wandering away. Fortunately, Fang Han killed the desperate island owner, got 3,000 pieces of lifelong Jin Dan, and got the 3 big gourd Yuan Ying Dan. The medicinal herbs are sufficient, even if you eat for 3 or 5 years, it does not matter. The renewal of Jindan is the top grade in the human-level medicinal medicine, which is better than Jingyuan Dan. After the witch takes it, the mana also increases extremely fast. While Fang Han eats Yuan Ying Dan, the mana also increases rapidly, but he wants to feed the buds of the world tree, the behemoth that devours the ingenuity of the mana. Every day, 99% of the mana is swallowed, and the cultivation is progressing. Not big. Occasionally, when Wang Ding floats to some desert islands and there is no mainland on the sea, Fang Han will also come out, and display the Qing Emperor's wooden emperor to take the aura of the island. When the days have come to spring and summer, it is the time when the vegetation is flourishing, and the sea climate is humid and tropical. It is more suitable for grass growth. Some of the uninhabited islands are lush and green, and the grass and woods are rich and unimaginable. Some rare trees, such as silver tumu, Qingtanmu, agarwood, colorful wood, Sangguangmu, true ironwood, and so on. Fang Han is a vegetarian, not all. Every time I went to the place, after the display of the emperor of the Qing Emperor, the places where the trees, flowers, and even the moss were all sucked, and some greens withered and became desolate. After more than a month of hard work, I don't know how many islands have been made alive by him. The grass that has been soaring for thousands of years has been broken. At least 3,000 and 5,000 old trees have been sucked away by him. It became the emperor of the wood. And he took these wood emperors, still to feed the buds of the world tree. This cultivation can be described as day and night. Also lost to Fang Han's current body has been cultivated into a golden body, and comprehend the true meaning of the Tibetan possession, the muscle strength is comparable to Phagian, which is supported. These days of cultivation, although he did not add a trace of mana, did not practice the true spirit into a suffocating, enhance the realm, but the body of the condensed more refined, and also know more deeply about Muhuangong. Originally, he progressed too fast, and most of his temperament was based on the role of the Tianmu god, and he was trained in just 3 months. He is very ignorant of some changes in infuriating, so the foundation is unstable. But now, because most of the infuriating energy has been sucked away by the buds of the world tree, his progress has slowed down, but he has stopped and realized the true meaning of the wood. His use of instinct has really begun to take off. In the past, some places that were not well used have laid a solid foundation for future breakthroughs. He also began to rejoice in himself. Fortunately, there was no early breakthrough in suffocation. Otherwise, it became more and more unstable. In the air, it will become the 4th most important yin and yang change. The 5th most important mystery of heaven and man is even more difficult. Shintong's front 3, mana, infuriating, and arrogant, as long as there is the help of treasures and aura, can break through. But the 4th heavy yin and yang environment, the 5th heaven and earth, must rely on comprehension, not a magic weapon, and a large amount of aura can do. Between the entanglement and the aura of the world tree, although he could not absorb the aura, he gradually began to understand the vastness of the wood of the world tree, and the experience gained from it made his own woody infuriating. Change. The buds from the fragments of the world tree have grown a little longer. It seems that they really need to pull out the leaves and grow into a small sapling. Fang Han knows that this bud, as long as it grows out of the branches and leaves, grows the roots, it is completely shaped, and no longer needs its own instinct to feed, can play an incredible force. He is slowly growing up now. On this day, Fang Han practiced in Dingzong and felt that he was close to a sea island. At the same time, he smelled a trace of noble wood gas, and quickly flew out of Dingzong, and ascended to the sea. He saw a huge island far away. Outside the place, the island is full of aura, everywhere is flowing, the island has grown 1,000 years old trees, proud of the clouds, towering between the mountains and the sea, the particles all show a precious atmosphere. Even the strains are rare golden nanmu. Good. Found a piece of golden nanmu woods. This wood, every tree, at least 1,500 years of heat, is a good material for the construction of the palace girders in the secular, wood and noble, all the way it has not been found on many desert islands. After the picking of these golden nanmu woods, it is possible to make the wood emperor more refined. Seeing this piece of golden nanmu, Close to the ancient tree of 2,000 years of heat, Fang Han, heart secretly high, quickly flew past, reached the sky, Mu Huangdong urging, suddenly a huge vortex like a dragon absorbing water, toward the next volume go with. Hey! The individual golden Nanmu trees were blasted and then turned into dead wood, and a large amount of aura was extracted. Bold, I dare to come to the 49 islands around Lady Dong, and ruin my golden Nanmu. If it is a disciple of Shandao, you can also discuss it. If it is a magic road, then don't blame us. At this moment, suddenly on the island, Guanghua flickered, and several young men and women flew up and saw Fang Han shouting loudly. Fang Han looked at it and found that none of these young men and women were masters of the mysterious mystery. They were still in the flesh, but they had a spiritual vestment and a flying sword. Immediately, do not mind, Lady. How have I never heard of such a monk? The 7 great emperors of the Magic Gate, Huang Quan, the Congenital Emperor, the Red Dust Emperor, the Blood Shadow Emperor, the Heavenly Great Emperor, the Ghost ***, the Wild Great Emperor. There is no one Lady. Lady is an ancient god. It is far more profound than the 7 devils. It has already risen to the fairyland. Now this Lady Dongfu is the reincarnation of the electrician, and it is the newly built 49 island. A woman sings. The reincarnation of the electric mother. Fang Hanyi. Fang Han, have you noticed that the martial arts movements on these people are not? It is the martial arts of the Feather Gate. Chapter 142, Sea Cave House. Chapter 142, Sea Cave House. Yes, the martial arts movements of these people are the martial arts of the feathers. Some people refine the dragon-shaped flying tiger steps. Some people practice the flying spirits and the body, and there are Songhe Wansho fists. It seems that some of them have also cultivated Yuanshan. Spiritual surgery, mixed with the power, the heavens and the earth are arrogant. There are a few people who have been very good at repairing, and they are already good enough to get on the mountain list. Fang Han's reminder of this embarrassment, but pay attention to observation, found that these young men and women did indeed practice the feathering of the door, and the repair is still very good, and several people even cultivated fine. Becoming fine, means the peak of physical change, gradually cultivates the mind, and condenses the spirit. Although it cannot transform the spirit into mana, it can use the spirit to confuse others, causing all kinds of illusions and oppression. No matter if the person and the demon have cultivated this step, it is not far from the magical power. Such a person, among the disciples inside the door of Yuha, can compete for the position of the Shan list if he does not rely on the magic weapon. Come on, what kind of character are you? If you don't say it, we have to start the order, summon everyone, and show you the big battle to take you down. Don't look at your cultivation, but you can't go with me 49 islands. The people of Emperor Dongfu are contending. And my 49 island Lady Dongfu is a famous martial art in the South China Sea. It has its origins with several major sects. You don't want to make mistakes. One of the young men saw Fang Han's long time not answering, so that a few eyes, violently screaming. These people have a very high eyesight and see that Fang Han is not so irritating, so there is no movement, and he has been careful and has taken the reason. Hey, what Lady Fu, what kind of electric mother reincarnation? 49 Island Lady Cave, I ask you, why is the martial arts on your body as the feather door? Fang Han suddenly raised his voice. Hey, we are the reincarnation of the Emperor of Lady Dongfu. Now I am practicing the magical power in Yuhuaman. I am a true disciple of Yuhuaman. I will come back only when I am a great man. I will build a Lady Dong house in the 10th Avenue Gate. 1. A female monk swears. What? The reincarnation of the electrician, the cultivation of the magical power in the feather door. Is the true disciple of the feather door? It should not be. Fang Han heard the words of this female monk, the heart suddenly shocked, and even at the same time, a thought rose. It won't be. Fang Qingshe, who is your electric mother? I am also a true disciple of Yuhuaman. I am practicing Tianmu *, called Fang Han. You are going to lie to me. After Fang Han's shocked thoughts, he suddenly shouted, he naturally asked what exactly. You are also a true disciple of Yuhuaman. No, vel, b, in c, om. Everyone glimpsed, and then the female monk quickly, the body of our reincarnation of Lady Dongfu is called Fang Qingshe. If you are a true disciple of Yuhuaman, I must have heard of this. It is she who is in the gloom. I got the symbol of the ancient lady, and I knew my identity. Then I got the support of Yuhuaman, and then I went to the sea to build it. I built this Lady Cave. You are a true disciple of Yuhuaman. What is the proof? Sure enough, Fang Qingshe. I can't think of her actually at sea, built such a large base, and opened a cave house. Made out of the 49 islands. This is really amazing. No wonder she cultivated the magic road. The relationship with the devil is not clear, the feathers of the asterisk are supreme, and the elders are extremely tolerant of her. After Fang Han was confirmed, the shock in my heart was nothing to add. Even the Yan was shocked and stunned. In Huang Quan's picture, he used his huge dragon claw to pat his head. I can't see it, I can't see it. But the reincarnation is not reincarnation, it also says not good. Look, what is this? Fang Han waved his own book, The Worlds, which is the thing that represents his own discipleship. Not only that, Fang Qingshe is my sister, I used to be the person of her family in the Longyuan province. Even the fiancé of her sister Fang Qingwei. Haven't you heard of me? Between the words, Fang Han's hand was filled with several pieces of Jin Dan, wrapped in junqi and flew to several disciples. This is my practice at sea, killing the desperate islanders' middle-class spirit. Renewing the life of Jin Dan, the holy medicine of the devil's palace. The first time I met, there is nothing to meet, really a few Ling Dan will give you. Thank you Fang Shishu. Several disciples looked at each other and obviously breathed a sigh of relief. They took over the medicinal herbs. They faced the masters like Fang Han. They didn't want to start. Now they are their own people. Of course, they are more assured. It is. Fang Han wants to take a look at how deep the water of Lady Dongfu, which was built by Fang Qingshe, immediately said, how many monks are there in the 14 islands of Lady Dong? What are the main things? Fang Shiji is in my feathering. The door is closed, and the next day, it will be cleared, and it will be built into the road of Raytheon. In the future, I will also be a helper for her. How can you take me to Lidadong to see and see? Several young men and women monks looked at each other. One of the female monks hesitated. We have more than 3,000 people on the 49 islands, and there are 6 masters of the mysterious secrets. They are 6 lightning messengers. They all live in the central thunder. In the Dongdong house, I practice the secrets of the avenues left by the electric mothers. We are not qualified to take the uncle to the center of Lady Dongfu. Can the teacher uncle let us pass the news? All right, you go to pass the newspaper, it has a lot of merit. I give you a flying sword. Fang Han is facing this female monk. Between the words, a flying sword flies out of the sleeve and falls to this female monk hands. When the female monk saw it, it was actually a splendid spirit. He was overjoyed. Thank you, master, I will inform you. He said that he quickly flew to the outside of the island and the other disciples were envious and whispered. Fang Han's generosity made them stunned, but they were very excited. They sent out one of the best flying swords and their eyes were not stunned. It's a true disciple of the Daemon school, a powerful tyrant, and for a while, these disciples in the way of thinking about how to please Fang Han, get his reward. In a short while, the female monk flew back, followed by her disciples who wore purple clothes and embroidered the thunderclouds. They all had a ritual. Uncle Shi, the 6 of Lady Dongfu the lightning messenger has already heard of the uncle's name, and also knows that the uncle has won the first place on the Shan list and became a true disciple. He traveled overseas, but because the seal of the otter crypt is loose, the devil is eager to move. To separate the mana repression, we can't separate the body and welcome the uncle. We asked our uncle to go to Lady Dongfu. There is already a water wine, a panacea, and a Danyuan meeting for the uncle. Danyuan conference. It is quite grand. Qing Zushi sister and the devil handsome together to kill the scorpion demon big devil. I know, how can not kill, just seal. Your message is also very well informed. I won the first place in the Shan list and only became a true disciple for half a year. You know it overseas. Fang Hanyi listened, and his heart nodded secretly. The Danyuan conference was a grand event to welcome guests in the fairy way. The guests who are not important will not be convened at all. From this point of view, Lady Dongfu attaches great importance to himself. Feng Wei, a member of the Purple Peak, is the 7th thunder and lightning messenger of Our Lady Dong House. She often spreads news, so we know the uncle. A disciple wearing a thundercloud vestment respectfully said. Feng Wei, she is a little sly, actually hidden so deep. Fang Han was shocked. He knew that the square on the purple electric peak was originally a big girl in the Fangfu. He had already become a confidant of Fang Qingshe, or the 7th messenger of Lady Dongfu. Fang Qingshui's inscrutable woman's inscrutable feelings are becoming more and more felt in Fang Han's heart. Uncle Shi, recently the sea is not flat, the magic handsome caused a big storm, killing one of the 3 true disciples of Taiyuman. 2-1 Door has launched a heavenly killing order, vowed to kill the devil handsome. Now the devil handsome has gone to return to the virtual, we must kill one of the many disciples of Tai by one person. These days, the rumors of the sea have been launched many times, and the devils use the great disintegration technique to continuously hurt the 6 real people of Tai and also killed Tai. Many inner disciples of the door, the magical warfare, at the touch of a hair. Because of the relationship between the electric mother and the devil, Our Lady Dongfu was also stared by the people of Taiyamen. It is rumored that the 3 supernaturals of Taiyamen are given a surname. A disciple, Song Wei, Wang Zhengyi, Chen Shui, went to the congenital Mozong to go to the dignitary, was wounded by the congenital emperor, barely fled back to Taiyamen, now many elders of too many are to discuss, all dispatched, annihilating the congenital Zong. Another disciple explained the way for Fang Han. Is there so many things happening at sea? Fang Han listened, secretly scared, but also a bit fortunate. Fortunately, I killed the 3 of the Dian, but I was still resisted by the devil. He knows that the disciples of Tai will definitely go to the devil, and both of them are arrogant. The people who will not sit down and explain, almost meet, must fight, there is no room for explanation. As soon as you fight, things get more and more stiff. The devil must not be too lazy to explain. I triggered the battle of the demon. Fang Han secretly calculated, I don't know who will help Fang Qingshe after the customs clearance. Devil, is it 2-1? Fang Han feels that he has to stay here for a while, inquire about some news, and at the same time take a look at Fang Qingshui's overseas Dongfu. As for the dragons and dragons still at the bottom of the sea, in the 5 prisons, the meditation of the waters, and practice to the critical juncture, it is not necessary to bother her, and some things in this Lady Dongfu, she knows that it is not good, after all, the secret of Fang Qingshe. So he followed the disciples and flew all the way to the center of the 49 islands. Just between his flight, suddenly in the far center, rushing into a scorpion, the magic cloud shrouded, the ghosts cry, the winds burst, the huge amount of seawater was rolled up into the sky, and then turned into a black cloud, the whole world seems shrouded in darkness. A good and powerful magic is the devil. In the battlefield of the demon, I have not encountered such a powerful magic, the big whitey devil has no such powerful magic. Fang Han heart shocked. Oops, the devils of the water margin broke through the seal. Several disciples were shocked all over the body. Chapter 143, 1 Heart and 100. Chapter 143 is dedicated. The devil broke the seal. Fang Han blinked and looked at it. Sure enough, in the deep magic, thousands of devils smashed down, dense, like a locust, all of which sounded a negative test. The people of the 49 islands were swallowed up clean. The devil is so powerful, he knows better than anyone else, he is very cunning, he is good at change, invades the human brain, manipulates the spirit, and when he slams it down, people can't resist it, and it becomes a walking dead. Since the 49 island, Lady Dong House is the foundation established by Fang Qingshe, it still cannot be destroyed by the demon. If it is saved, it will be a great credit for Fang Qingshe. There will be a lot of face-to-face with her in the future. Say words. Thinking of this, Fang Han did not hesitate. With a wave of his hands, a group of wooden emperor instinct came out from the body, and turned into a face like a beast, the wind rushed to the sky, the mouth swallowed. Suddenly, hundreds of demon gods were swallowed up by the face of this humanoid beast, and then the beast face flew back, returning to the cold itself, and the demonized swallows all entered the Wangquan map. In the middle, it was refined into a blue dragon. N-O-Vel-B-J-N.C. Om. Hundreds of blues and big dans. Wangquanmen's 2 kinds of medicinal herbs, blood dan, bilu dadan. They are all human-level remedies for the monks. Blood dan is a human-level middle product, and the feathered yuan dan is a level, while the blue fall dan is a human-level top grade, and the same as jindan. Although Fang Han murdered more and more goods, he got the yuan ying dan of the 3 great gourd level products, but it is also very good for bilu dadan to feed Shira. Between Fang Han's move, hundreds of demon gods were destroyed. The rolling clouds above the sky suddenly vacated the boss. The sun shone, and the rest of the demon felt threatened. They all gathered and screamed and gathered him. Dead. Impressive. The men and women who were seen by the men and women saw the square cold and the gods, and they were all shocked. They usually fight with sporadic demons. The power of each demon is above 10 horses, which is equivalent to a Shira. But even more terrifying than Shira is that they are a stream of air, and they are not afraid to fly. Sword. Generally, there are no monks and demons who have practiced in the mysterious secrets. They rely on a firm will to resist the confusion of the devil. At the same time, they focus on the sword and use the sword to kill them. One demon often kills thousands of swords. Can kill completely. This is a practice method that exercises the will of the people, but it is also very dangerous. On the island, there are successive disciples flying up, some relying on the vestments on the body, some according to the wind, some are directly stepping on the flying sword, are prepared to fight the demon with the demon but found that Fang Han shot again. Welcome. I am not able to find a lot of demon, refining medicinal herbs. And recently my infuriating use has come to the fore, but after all, there is no actual combat, now it is just used to actual combat. Fang Han saw a large number of demons swarming whistling, my heart was overjoyed, and the shouting sounded a whistle, and heard the 100 miles. The strong sound waves swept across the scene, and the slayers that were culled were shaken away and escaped. Fang cold smile, Mu Huang infuriating again, turned into more human face, everywhere to devour the scattered demons. His current infuriating use has come to the fore, and in the past, the infuriating will only change into giant wood, sword, and at most become a gossamer, turning into a big net. Now, after so many days of cultivating the fragments of the world's trees at sea, the infuriating can be changed into a living and beautifying human being, ever-changing and free. He turned into a seemingly beast-like face. In fact, the use of the Fa is actually drawing on the Tians, but he naturally cannot turn the Mu Huang infuriating into a lion, otherwise he will be seen. Tians to match the lion's suffocation, the power can be the most, with the wooden emperor to simulate the power naturally reduced, but it is enough to deal with the demon. After practicing for so long, although the mana has not increased much, it is still the power of more than 2,000 horses, but the infuriating lethality has improved a lot. Now Fang Han's own self before the last month can be fully dealt with. 2. Hey, this face, the strength is not high, lower than me, actually dare to compete with me. A powerful, full of nearly 20 horsepower, the demon is about to encounter a real face, issued a gaga the sharp smile, the whole body swelled, turned into a strong man, displayed a magical power, slammed to the face swallowed to himself. However, this infuriating face met the magic power, suddenly changed, slipping out to the outside, the long snake generally slipped behind the demon, once again mouth open, squat, swallow the demon, immediately flew back, enter the party the cold body, throw this head magic into the yellow spring map. How is it possible? This infuriating, obviously only 10 horses, half the power of me, but can swallow me. This asterisk is not willing to believe. Okay, these gods are powerful, but my infuriating quality is extremely high, and the means of application are also clever. They can defeat them with half the power. This exhibition adds me a lot of means of infuriating. The cold heart is released with the instinct, and every group is infuriating, including his will and mind. Between the hustle and bustle, his heart seems to be divided into hundreds of places, and the mind of each place is commanding and manipulating a group of infuriating, changing and flexible. The power of every demon is above 10 horses. Fang Han can only defeat and infuse them with the infuriating power of 5 or 6 horsepower. Fang Han's own intrinsic gas contains more than 2,000 strengths. Each group is divided out, or the power of 5 or 6 horses, but at most it is only 10 horses, so it is divided into 200 or 300 groups. However, he still retains a part of the power of 300 or 400 horses to protect himself from sudden attacks. Fight, fight, fight. In the twinkling of an eye, thousands of heads of the demon were defeated by 200 or 300 groups of infuriating and swallowed. Then one by one became a blue and white Dan. Originally, there was no one in Fang Han, and now there are more than 1,000 in an instant. These medicinal herbs can be exchanged for medicinal materials in Wenguihai City. More importantly, Fang Han's differentiation is infuriating and full of heart, and the control of infuriating is more convenient and comprehensible. Haha, Fang Han, you really are geniuses. Actually, you can be distracted by more than 300, and you can be smart everywhere. The master of true atmosphere can distract at most. 10 places are very powerful. In the picture of Huang Quan, I saw Fang Han's multi-purpose, more than 300 groups of infuriating, each attacking, but very smart, cannot help but hit the festival. This is the result of my recent practice. Fang Han's spiritual exchange came in. You can still separate the spirit and communicate with me. Suddenly said, how strong is your heart? Fang Hanshi smiled, but did not speak. The 300 regiments rushed to kill the combination, all the unsatisfactory, the head of the demon was swallowed and killed, the demon's vitality rolled into the Wangquan map, made all the troubles the magic of these days refined into and remedy. The physical condition of the body has been cultivated to the 4th level of softness, and it can be used with one heart and one hand, with the left hand drawing a circle and the right hand drawing a square. The deeper you cultivate in the future, the more you can use it. A person who can give more heart, the more powerful his mind is, the greater his potential and the higher his achievements. When the Fang Han and Tien Mo army smothered, in the center of the 49 islands, 6 electric lights were suddenly raised. These 6 electric lights are not strong. It is obvious that the mana is not high, but it is already a master of the magical powers among the 6 electric lights. There are 6 people, 3 men and 3 women, apparently the 6 messengers of the 49 islands of Lady Dong. It's awesome. It's a disciple of Yuhuaman. This kind of instinct is simply a one of a kind. We can do it with the best of 1 heart and 36. And, look, he cultivates to the true atmosphere, mana. It's so majestic. It's 3 or 5 times higher than a normal disciple. Even if it's a disciple of Tai, there's no such a powerful mana in the realm of truth. He has a superb power of 2000 horsepower. A male ambassador was shocked and couldn't believe. I don't know how he cultivated it. We have not cracked down this time, and actually let the Tianmo break through the seal. Fortunately, Fang Han is here, or else the 49 island Lady Dongfu will definitely be a charcoal. After Miss Qing Shui's clearance, I will see that this foundation is damaged. Pass us. A woman messenger is glad. The situation is not optimistic. The remnant of the Devil's Demon King is also gone. This demon, but formed a golden Dan, equivalent to the supernatural master of the 7th realm of Shintong, although the magical Handsome and Missy joined forces severely injured, but the soul is not dead, can only be sealed. This time, even if it is a trace of the soul, we are not opponents, then Fang Han is afraid it is difficult to resist. Another messenger showed his own uneasiness. Go, let's go up together, run a small electrosurgery, help Fang Han kill the demon, and prevent him from being attacked by the powerful character of the demon. 6 messengers, surrounded by electric light. They have not yet cultivated their instinct, but they have a magical power. But they have a magical record on them, which can be used to emit electro-optic light. These electro-optic lights, although only the thickness of the fingers, are extremely lethal. Almost every flash can kill a demon. Only these electro-optic lights can't attack faraway places. The range of lethality is only 5,000 steps. If you shoot 5,000 steps, it will dissipate in the air. Unlike the Wooden Emperor of Fang Han, you can be in the 100 miles. Inside, take the first level. Be careful, guard the disciples on the island, so as not to be harmed by the demon. I can still support it. Fang Han looked at the 6 people flying in the electric light, knowing that the 6 emissaries of Lady Dongfu quickly issued Long Xiao. Unless it is a disciple who has cultivated the flesh to become refined, he can be free from confusion and kill the devil. The ordinary disciple is not the opponent of the demon. We are Lady Dongfu, Miss Qing Shui, Squatting, Spring Thunder, Sha Lei, Chu Lei, Dong Lei, Shi Lei, Yu Lei. 6 lightning messengers. These gods broke through the seal, among them the remnant of the scorpion ***** demon. This day demon is the master of the magic Dan, be careful. A messenger mad. During the devil of the magic Dan. Then the magical 7th, the realm of the golden Dan seed. This demon, I am not an opponent. Fang Hanyi heard, the mind suddenly trembled, flew down toward the sky. The devil group looked deep in the past. Above a very high 9 days, the clouds are rolling, and the wind is raging. A man in a blue robe sat on a throne and looked down at his eyes. He stared at Fang Han without any human feelings. Chapter 144, 7 Golden Dan. Chapter 144 7 Heavy Golden Dan. Fang Han was very happy to fly, and flew into the demon group. A solid wooden emperor was so handy that he was so eager to use it, just like a tiger into the flock. It was quite different from the day when he killed it on the battlefield of the demon. At that time, he was killed on the battlefield of the demon, and he also scolded 3 points for these devils, relying on a magical 7 gourd, and the 7-day wolf smoke was rampant among them. But now it is different. He is a supernatural power, concise instinct, even if the general demon king is not in the words. Here, the demons that broke through the seals are much more than the demons on the battlefield. They don't know how much they are. The more they kill, the more they fight. The deeper the understanding of their own infuriating, the more they use, the more they work, the more they actually run. There is a faint level of breakthrough in the realm of suffocation. Moreover, this time, he is definitely not rushing to break through the ambiguous situation, but after a hard work, it is equal to grinding all the impurities, the foundation is playing as never before. Once it breaks through the suffocating in the realm of the world, I am convinced that the magical powers of the three elements are even stronger. Therefore, Fang Han was born in the Tianchu group, and between the infuriating movements, and the combination of mind and mind, the spirit is moving, and he is not willing to stop because he knows that he is so stifling, he will definitely break through the realm. These gods are really killing too smoothly. It is. And so many devils, all of them practiced into a big blue, and it is a full blow. On the top of Wangui High City, this kind of medicinal medicine is the most popular, and Fang Han took it out and bought it. He said that he had killed the disciple of Huang Quanman, and he would not be out as a disciple of his feathers. What troubles! Besides, there are also some people in the city of Wenguihai who buy and sell things. As long as they are profitable, Wenguixian Island is not forbidden. One eye is closed and one eye is closed. Fang Han went to the virtual experience, a small half is to find treasures, and the other half is to find the devil. He also knows that treasures are not so easy to find. However, just as the murder of his sorrow, an extremely strong danger, rising from the depths of his heart. Don't they say that the remnant of the Scorpion Demon King is really in the genius group, secretly staring at me? Since it is a 7-powered supernatural power, the great supernatural power who has become a golden Dan seed, even if it is a remnant soul, the mana is not 1/10 of the time of the heyday. I am not an opponent, but I can't retreat at this time. Otherwise, the 49 islands will be plagued by disasters, and I will kill them in this way. In case of infuriating, the mana is not good, but it is also it's difficult. The eyes looked at the demon group, but only saw ghosts and did not find any movement. He is now multi-minded, manipulating his own mana and instinct, using freely, knowing how to minimize consumption, so killing for so long, but also killing the spirit, and even deep into the demon group. But after all, there are countless devils, how can they kill them, and he has no supplements with the crystals and jade. If you kill them, it will be exhausted sooner or later. Hey, the water gods don't come out, I will force you to appear. 10 heads of the sword and the swordsman, appear. The Fang Han Mu Huang was tempted again. Suddenly, there were 10 tall and large Shira flying out of the body. Each Shira's brilliance was shining and the sword was sharp. It was the Shira that was condensed several times by him. N-O-V-L-B in .C ohm. The 10 Shira flew out, and Zonko issued a series of whistling, which turned out to be the Tianlong octave. 10 Shira, controlled by Fang Han's mind, although there is no mana, all the martial arts of Fang Han can be displayed. And their body is strong, after taking the 6 Yang holy water, the physical strength is enough to match the 70 or 80-headed horses, which is equivalent to a master who first entered the magical secrets, and is more capable of flying and extinct. Together with the 10 heads of Shira, the fierce temperament, the fierce air rolling, immediately sweeping the spot, between the swords and the flying, countless days of the demon were shattered into pieces, and hundreds of demons were killed on the spot. The devil, the 100,000 demon of our majesty, was killed by him, and the loss was heavy. Although this person is only a true monk, but with one heart and one mind, the method is brilliant, and the quality of the gas is strange. We just got out of trouble, the devil adults still have to rely on 100,000 days of demon to do big things, and the damage is too big, I am afraid it is not good. And this person, many of our devils have already inquired clearly, is the true disciple of Yuhuaman, the cultivation of Tianmu. Why are we still retreating? Quote, on the top of the 9 days, the man on the throne saw the 10-headed Shira, and sent out the Tianlong octave, swept the spot and stood up fiercely. And this man, standing with a demon, blue, seems to be composed of water waves, constantly changing out of various shapes and making a sound. This king was joined by the woman who was reincarnation of the magician and the electric mother. With the help of the instrument of, not destroying the electric, it was severely wounded, and a magical golden dragon was smashed, and the mana was sharply reduced. It was sealed. For many years, the loss was even more serious. This time, the seal broke out, and the people who wanted to wash the 49 islands used their blood as a nourishing one. However, they encountered such a monster, and the magical power of his cultivation was the ancient magic road. The emperor of the 5 emperors in the great devils, the emperor of the Qing dynasty, the Tianmu of the Yuhuaman, was born out of this ancient magical work, concealed others but concealed me. He has secrets, he took it down and took it back to use the soul magic to sacrifice. The man on the throne quietly spoke, still has no feelings, and his body is tall and straight. There is really the spirit of the king of the demons. There is no doubt that he is the great demon king of the otter, who once cultivated into the ultimate master of the golden magic. The mysterious mystery has tenfold, 5 heavens and human beings, that is, 1 real person, the admiration of the monks, the protection of the martial art, the preferential treatment, and the elders are on an equal footing. Once the 6th is heavy, the condensedness of the return to the world, the all kinds of supernatural powers are integrated into one, and the law is returned to one. Finally, it becomes a supernatural seed, and Dajandan reaches the 7th realm. Not only will Shoyuan increase again, but the power will increase greatly, becoming the core existence of the martial art, and also the candidate who may step into the longevity secret. The longevity secret, life has 1,000,000 years, can be described as long live the long-lived, is the giants of the ages, across the world, taking the void. The realm of Shenao's 7th secret of Jindan is equal to the prince of the secular, the prince. Even if it is a big family, there are a lot of masters, but for the disciples who have cultivated into the realm of Shintong seeds, they will give a 1 in their names, which means their own glory. This can be seen, this water scorpion king, once was the master of what realm? He said this to the other side's cold shot. The voice just fell, standing on the top of the 9 days, fiercely waved his hand, suddenly turned into a magic shadow, not to waste the power of the ash, the electric shot, hidden in the layers of the demon, close to the Fang Han, suddenly aiming at the flaws, violent shot. The murderousness is deep, the power is boundless, and the fierceness covers the square cold. People who cultivated the emperor's wooden emperor. Tell me all your secrets, spit it out. The magic of the sensation, mixed with the magic sound of the big devil, can disturb the thinking of the magic master. Fang Han sacrificed the top 10 Shira, and he was able to kill himself. At this time, thousands of Tianma were killed by him, and he was enrolled in Wangquan. However, his heart is strictly guarded, and the infuriating and secretly concealed. In the demon group, the following islands have not been seen, and the disciples of the 49-island Lady Dongfu, he used himself as a bait to attract all the devils. At this moment, an overwhelming murderousness shrouded him. All his infuriating seems to have been frozen by this murderousness, and he began to ignore the command and some magic trends. The Scorpion Demon King, you are a master of condensed into a magic Dan, once famous, is the master of the same name as the 5 prisons, and against me, this junior, actually used a sneak attack. Fang Han violently roared, gathered infuriating call, all the scenes in front of him disappeared. The man who had no human feelings in front of Fang Han appeared in front of Fang Han. It was the big devil of the otter, the big hand grabbed it, stepped out in 1 step. Fang Han felt the earth shattering, the magic was boiling, the world the center seems to be this man. I am a demon, only pay attention to killing, identity is not identity, sneak attack is not a sneak attack, that is your human thoughts. The magic of the Scorpion Demon King, forced all the infuriating of Fang Han, invaded into his body. 3 Tians, come out. At this time, Fang Han displayed 3 three-legged lion tattoos on his body and turned them into 3 giant lions. Devouring the scorpion to the Scorpion King. Every lion has more power than Fang Han itself. He is also more convinced than the true heir. For a moment, it is equal to 5 square colds, besieging the big devil. Chapter 145, Large Cutting. Chapter 145 Large Cutting. After practicing the 3 Tians' sacred magic tricks into tattoos, Fang Huo's lethality is actually 5 times that of the original. It is almost equal to 3 more disciples, which is equivalent to the Yao Dian, Sha Yu, the burning of these 3 people is more than half of the spirit of the Qi, and the strength is multiplied. However, this is a killer. It can't be used easily. After exposure, it is extremely dangerous. But now, in the encirclement of the demon, fighting with the big devil of the Minamata, and exerting mana but not being discovered by others. He smothered and killed in the Tianding army. He was not afraid of the Scorpion King of the Sky to deal with himself. The biggest reliance was the 3-headed lion tattoo. This sudden attack, it really received the effect. The 3 giant milky white lions flew out, and the sky was a roar, the sound waves emitted, the clouds changed, and the sky swayed. It seems that the whole world was awakened by the roar of the lions. Many of the devils around the circle where the 3 lion roars were smashed and dying, and they died immediately. There was no residue left. 3 lions, 2 of them are equivalent to the masters of the ambiguous situation. One of them, the sacred Tianxi of the dynasty, is the 4th master of the mysterious secret, the master of yin and yang. Understand the yin and yang, have the spirituality, in addition to not the flesh and blood, the wisdom possessed is no different from the lion. The mysterious secret is the fourth-most yin and yang environment. The chi that has been practiced has spirituality and wisdom. It is not the same as a small one. After practicing the ultimate, you can even vent your words. For example, the two purple electric yin and yang snakes of Fang Qingxie have wisdom and spirituality. This step is a qualitative leap for one's own infuriating. It is also a solid foundation for the world. Only when the Taoism of the Taoism cultivates spiritual wisdom, can it form a large array and the cycle will not stop. Fang Han's sacrifice is equal to two masters of ambiguity, a master of yin and yang, plus himself, and, yan, sneak attack. He does not believe that there is only one day left. The devil can get it. If the other party is a complete sevenfold golden Dan, then these means can also be crushed by him instantly. How far away is Fang Han, but he already knows that the Tianding King's Tianjin Jindan has been crushed, then it is another matter. It is. How can you cultivate a lion that is too big? And one cultivation is 3. The magical power of the Scorpion King of the Sky is also shattered by the 3 lions, and there is a crack on the body. It seems to be the square. Between the cold and the blow, I was caught off guard and hurt. Tian swallows the devil. Fang Han did not answer, and then the killer, the 2 lions opened their mouths, violently swallowed, and suddenly there were countless days of screams, swallowed into the belly of the lion. In the twinkling of an eye thousands of days of demon were swallowed, and then turned into a vitality, in the yellow spring map, precipitated to the bottom of the yellow river, but this time has not been practiced as a blue dragon, but for the most pure spiritual power. Because, Yan, has no time to refine the medicinal herbs, it shrinks into a ball, preparing for the strongest blow. The lion of the dynasty was the most powerful, and did not devour other demons. Instead, he ate directly toward the real body of the Scorpion Demon King. This lion has spirituality and is extremely powerful. I lived in the body of the Demon King this day, as if hunting, to take the opponent and tear it into pieces. Hateful. The Scorpion Big Day Demon King faces cold, the magic power bursts out, the support of death, the secret eyes of a pair of secret eyes stare at Fang Han. It seems to be brewing strength. The power of this Demon King is extremely powerful. Fang Han 3-headed lion, his own infuriating without defeating it, it can still support it, and it can be seen that the current strength is no less than the master of heaven and earth. Water Scorpion Demon King, you are now a shoal of Long Yu shoal, tigers are flattened by dogs, and phoenixes are not as good as chickens. You are still awkward, and you will let you live a life. Otherwise, today is the day of your sacrifice. Fang Han screamed, and his own instinct was once again turned into a Tianmu God needle, awkward, stabbing the eyebrows of the Scorpio King. The Demon King is the magic body, the sword can't hurt, let alone the needle, but after the Tianmu ***** into the other body's body, it will grow into a giant sky, and the other's body will be opened. This is the most powerful. Do you think that you can overcome this king? This king was caught by you, but you are too small to see the king. The Scorpion Demon saw the assassination of the Tianmu god. In the eyes suddenly the pupils circulated, and there was a force field that prevented the Tianmu **** from being caught in the air. Then, he had a black zigzag ripple on his body. The ripples cut the air constantly. Fang Han immediately had a feeling of broken body, and the lion slammed the scorpion with the claws. The suffocation began to scatter. Not good, he wants to perform a large cutting technique. This is the magical power of the magic door, and a level of magical power of the great collapse. Must be cut, otherwise the mind must be cut, forever sinking. When I saw the black zigzag ripples from the Water Demon King, I couldn't help but be surprised. Big cut. When Fang Han listened to this name, he felt hair in his heart, but did not think that the dead camel was bigger than the horse, so that he could not clean up the remnant of a Demon King, and he became a master of the magical door Jindan, and he could cross the world. Dion cloth. Without hesitation, Fang Hengsen thought about it, and the 3 lions suddenly turned into a suffocating wall with a thickness of several dozen feet, and resisted in front of themselves. Cut. Just after Fang Han had just completed this action, the big cutting technique of the mink demon had already been sent out. There were countless zigzag black ripples and diverging outwards. First of all, the Tianmu ***** needle was cut, broken and inductive. The cold sea was boring, the nose and mouth all flowed out of blood, but it was damaged by the infuriating. Fortunately, he shrank quickly, and part of the infuriating indented the lion's suffocating gas into his body, and he was not cut into the real gas. Mana lost. But Rao is so, the damage is not small, the damaged instinct will take 2 or 3 months to be able to cultivate back. Boom, 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 he had just recovered the infuriating sound, and he heard 3 loud noises. The 3 Tianxi suffocating barriers were all broken. The suffocation was severely damaged and turned into 3 Tianxi tattoos and shrunk to himself. The 3-headed Tians were actually broken by the big cutting. In Fang Han's eyes, he saw the otter demon manipulating the black ripples of the sawtooth, wrapping himself, almost under a cut, and immediately smashed the bones into meat. At this moment, he knows the power of the big cutting. I would like to see, what other means do you have? The sound of the scorpion yin measurement was conveyed, but he did not pay any attention to it, and the big cutting technique shrouded more violently. 5 Prison King Ding. At this critical juncture, Fang Han once again shouted, bang! On the sea below, a house-sized Wang Ding, the shells generally rushed, and the thunder was too late to cover him. The black lines of countless large cuttings are all cut on top of Wang Ding, hee. Bang bang bang, Wang Ding shocked, the several protection arrays inside stopped working, it seems to have been destroyed by the big cutting. However, after a while, the zigzag-shaped black ripples dissipated in the air, and eventually did not cut Wang Ding. In the end, the otter of the big devil is the lost of the magic door Jindan, repairing less than 10% of the time of prosperity. Otherwise, this Wang Ding was also cut and completely destroyed. What happened, Fang Han? I received your induction, and immediately urged Wang Ding to come, and found a large group of demons. Seeing the cold in the Dingzong, the whole body is slightly sloppy, Long Yao I was shocked. It is the scorpion that broke the seal and led the 100,000-day demon army to rush out. Fortunately, you arrived in time, or else I am now split. Don't say so much, you manipulate Wang Ding, issue the spells, I go out again. Be sure to kill completely, or seal the demon, otherwise he broke the seal, cultivated for a period of time, restored mana, we will die without a place to die. Fang Han knows that this big cutting technique needs to consume a lot of mana, and now the Scorpio King is already the end of the powerful. Between the speeches, he flew out of Wang Ding, and he saw that the scorpion figure looks like illusion, a lot weaker, far from the kind of sacred world that just met, the momentum of the tyrant overlord, knowing that he guessed it. Poor, haha shouting, the wooden emperor infuriated again, changed into a group of blue light, smashed the past. Junior, you actually have 5 prisoners, you can protect you. But you don't want to deal with me, don't you know that the Demon King has the devil's disintegration? You can't do it, you can't stop it. You can't resist it. The water scorpion devil laughed, pointing to Fang Han's wood emperor. Yes, there is a thing in the world, specializing in breaking the devil's disintegration. You can't know it as a demon king. Just in the blue light, the subtle voice sounded, but it was awkward. Fang Han flew out of Wang Ding, turning the wood emperor into a blue light, just to cover up the existence of the dragonfly so that the dragon cannot see. Yan lurks in the blue light, silent, bursting out, a strong, forget the water, Huang Quanzhong suddenly hit the body of the water god. Suddenly, the scorpion demon was smothered, and the suffocation of the whole body began to scatter. Actually, there was no disintegration of the demon. It was a desperate roar, this is, yellow. However, only when he shouted, he was caught and seized and accepted Huang Quantu. No vel b in .c ohm. If it wasn't for him to display a big cutting technique, it wouldn't cost him too much. I wasn't his opponent at all. But now it's being downed by us, waiting for me to show my magic power, forcing him to practice the magical practice of his big cutting, and then he refines it into a prefecture-level remedy, Fasong Relic. It can make your mana increase again. This kind of practice becomes the demon of the Golden Gate, although the Golden Dan is lost, but the source is still very majestic. It is really rich. Shrinking back to the map of Wangquan, the rectification of the water scorpion demon went. In general, the devil of the devil, the disintegration of the demon, is very powerful. Huashendu refining and chemical Dewey devil did not do it because of the lack of forgetting water. But now Fang Han has the right to forget the water, you can refine the water and the devil. Chapter 146, Fasher. Chapter 146 Fasher Relic. After so fast, I defeated the Scorpio devil. Long Hao saw that Fang Han had flew out, and the blue color flew out. A parcel and scattered, the water scorpion disappeared without a trace. He knew that he had successfully surrendered this big demon, although she knew that this big demon had been sealed and lost power, but it was also shocked that Fang Han had such a supernatural power. The Scorpio Demon King is a master of the Tianjin Golden Dan, which was known to many centuries a few hundred years ago. Long Hao knows deeply what the concept of the magic door Jindan is. Among the many true disciples of Yuhuaman, the seventh secret of the mysterious secrets was cultivated, and the supernatural Jindan was cultivated. Now there are only 5, namely Dongling, Xilan, Bei Yaoguang, Nanwanluo, Zongtian. All. So it is the head of all true disciples. Among the many true disciples, there are also unfathomable, but they are worse than Jindan. Such a person can be able to cross the world, and 100 dragons are added together and only killed. Characters like the Scorpion Goddess, even if Jindan lost, but the origin of the experience is still there, the worms of the 100 are dead and not stiff, and the masters of the leisurely world are not opponents, but they are conquered by Fang Han, the heart of Long Yin. More and more people feel that Fang Han is unpredictable. No vel b in c ohm. Maybe, in this decade, it is not impossible to challenge Huatian. A thought suddenly rose in her mind. Dragon, you manipulate this Wang Ding's swallowing array, and all those little devils are sucked in. Later, we can use these 5 prisons to refine the Dan. Long Hao was thinking, suddenly conveyed the sound of Fang Han, but Fang Han fell into the dingzong. Yes, the devil is the best material for refining medicinal herbs. It's just that the general masters don't control the Taoist real fire, and the refining is not good. But the cultivation of the eternal water is good at regulating the real fire, the fire and the fire. With the 5 treasures of the best treasures, you can try to refine the best edible medicinal herbs of our feathering gates, and Taiyuan Yuan Yingdan's level of Zuji Dan. Road. Zuji Dan. Fang Han did not hear of this kind of remedy. This kind of medicinal medicine is a disciple of heaven and humanity to be able to teach refining methods. It is mainly because it is not easy to refine, so that the disciples will not be able to refine it, so that they will spend their time thinking and delay the practice. I still heard it from the Indigo Master. Long Yao Road. Oh, it seems that this building Jidan is a human-level fabulous Dan. Fang Han thinks, but he thinks that the feather door is a fairy door, and it is not unusual to have such a human-level remedy. What is a human-level special? Fang Han said the grade of the drug, man, spirit, earth, heaven, and fairy. The original medicinal herbs have so many divisions. It is really a university question. I have to study hard 1 or 2 in the future. Yin-Yang Wanshudan is actually a heavenly emperor, Danzhong emperor. No wonder the benefits are so much, not only help me break through. The magical mystery can also make me quickly condense the infuriating. After listening, Long Hao nodded and his face showed a smile. Between the 2 men's talks, they jointly promoted the swallowing spirits in the 5 prison kings. This kind of swallowing array is dedicated to swallowing spirits, and it is also specially designed to deal with the demons. Once urging, the tripod violently rotated, and a strong tornado was sent out from Dingzong. Wherever they went, the devils were involved and they were sucked onto a screen. The screen in Wangding has a picture on the screen. It was originally 100 ghosts and knights. Now that I have absorbed so many devils, the thousands of devils above are immediately alive. At the same time, Fang Han only felt that the 5 prisons of Ding Ding had absorbed thousands of days of magic on the screen of the 100 ghosts. The whole Wangding was suddenly filled with vitality and power. Those large arrays that had not been urged were also loosened. Stand up. Originally, the mana of Fang Han and Long Yu and the 3 witches added up, and they were only able to reluctantly mobilize several large arrays, such as flying in the air, 5 gods and thunder, smashing the array, and swallowing the spirit. Arrays, these large arrays, cannot be motivated at the same time, because the mana is not enough. But now, after absorbing thousands of days of magic, those physical strengths have become one, and they have formed a force that will force the big array. It turns out that it was the case. In the past, the 5 prison devils, refining this Wangding was to better control the Scorpio army under his command. This tripod, the more the devils are absorbed, the greater the power, and the many large arrays inside can be promoted with the devil. Quote, Fang Han used the 5 prison king tripods to absorb the demon and suddenly understood. It turns out that this tripod, to absorb the devil, can be able to exert its true power. Yes, the 5 prisoners will want to absorb the devil to play a role. This Wangding, the 999 strong squad, must be all motivated. Even if you practice to the realm of Jindan, it is impossible to cross the wind. The fire robbery, practicing the heavens and the earth, reaching the 9th weight of the magical power. With the power of millions of horses, the mountains and the reclamation can all be motivated. However, as long as you can absorb 8 million demons, all of them are treated as your coolie can also motivate Wang Ding. The 9th and 99 major squads are over, and the masters of the level of the sorcerer are on your way. I am afraid they are enough. At least you can divide the autumn, he can't kill you. Just then, Yan talked again. 8 million days of magic. Fang Han shocked. Where am I going to find 8 million days of magic to do the coolies? This water is only 100,000 days of magic. In the vein, there are some dangerous passages leading to the unknown outside world. He said, this time we have lowered the water and the demon, the harvest is too big, you can go and see it. Really, that's really an opportunity. Fang Han's heart is hot. He knows that the magic weapon is more powerful. The higher the use of the magic weapon, the higher the kind of magic weapon that can sweep the world. Originally, Huang Quantu was the symbol of Huang Quan's emperor, and his power was enormous, but he was afraid that he could only exert his power when he cultivated into the longevity secret. The same is true of the 5 prisoners, and it is not bad for him to play a good game in a short time. However, if you have absorbed 8 million demons, as a bitter force to spur the Big Bang, it is different, and many of them are spurred by the powerful array. Power is not too big. The current devil's cultivation is a big collapse, which can make Fang Hanfei annihilate. Right, you just said that the Scorpio Demon King can be made into the French street. Really, what is the sacred relic of the French street? Relic? Fang Han suddenly asked. French street, Riley, is one of the best medicinal herbs in Wangquan, the second-class remedy. Second only to Jui Jindan. After practicing, you can take more than 10,000 horsepower to repair it. Really rushing. I am so happy that I am happy. What? The power of the horses. This is equivalent to the mana of a heavenly master. Fang Han knows that after the magical power reaches the heavens, there is at least a horsepower. I used the technique of transplanting flowers and wood to pass on the mana of the Blackwater King Snake, and I got the mana of 1 or 2,000 horses. How can one of the Lost Saints' relics improve so much? Hey, how can the Blackwater King Snake compare with the origin of Jindan Master? The refining of the French street. Riley needs a source of Jindan Master. Do you know, Jindan Master, who can kill him, get the essence of the source? If you get the Golden Dan of Jindan Master, it is even worse. Jindan contains all the magical rules of the master, and all the power. But a master's own Jindan, want to explode and explode, when you are in danger, you can still do it with the same people. You can't stop the love of water. If you are hit by Jindan, you will be injured if you are hit by Jindan. Do you think it is fun? It's a dog's luck, and I met a demon king who lost Jindan. I also happen to have forgotten the water to restrain his demons from disintegrating. I think that the devil and Fang Qingshe don't kill the demon king, seal it, and aim at it. The source of his body. Hey. That said, we really got bigger this time. Fang Han hesitated. It's a big hair, it's a windfall. He nodded affirmatively, slaps his head with his big claws, and makes a squeaky voice. It seems to be a drum, and every time he is excited, he shoots with his claws. My own head, do this funny action, mothers, don't make a fortune, you have been practicing for 10,000 years than Huatian. The big cutting technique has to be forced out. This time I almost died in this magical power. Of course, this kind of magical power, I will not. It is a pity not to ask for it. In the spiritual exchange between Fang Han and you, Fang Han did not idle, while urging, air moving and moving, to drive Wang Ding to swim in the air. On the other hand, the power of swallowing the spirits was also growing. All the demons that fled in the sky were inhaled. After the disappearance of the water margin, the 100,000-day demon in the sky lost the coach and began to flee. Fang Han had a big kill before, but in fact only killed 3 or 4,000 days of magic, because now there are only more than 300 and 700 in the Big Dan, compared to 100,000 days of magic, only a small team. But now, after freeing up, the efficiency can be high. Wang Ding is flying in full, like a shifting shadow, first appearing in the sky in the east, aiming at the place where the gods are more. There is a volume, thousands of days of magic will disappear, wait for the next blink, and appear in the sky in the west, another volume there are no more than a few thousand days of magic. It turned out that the mana of Fang Han could not simultaneously sacrifice the air moving and swallowing the array, but now the more the gods absorb, the more the hard work, the more light and light. The people of the 49 Island Lady Dong house, including the 6 messengers, were all stunned. They were still afraid that Fang Han would fall into a heavy encirclement, and they would die of the death, but they did not think of Fang Li's solely, and the power of the body was incredible. The best treasure. In a short while, the demon army in the sky was thin, and at least 50,000 more people got into Wangding by Fang Han. There are still tens of thousands left, but it's too late to absorb, to escape, and it's a pity to have a cold heart. He only knew the difference between himself and Huatian. Huatian does not use any magic weapon, a trick, snow full of Chang'an, a radius of 8,000 miles, frozen rivers and mountains, not to mention 100,000, I am afraid that millions of days of magic can all freeze. Fang Han knows that Hua Tiandu was once invited by an empire to go snowing to ensure the harvest of the coming year. Between the tricks, the rivers and mountains of the entire empire have all changed color. And now, he is running Wangding, and he has run so many devils. He collected more than 50,000 days of magic into Wangding, and saw that the heavenly demons all fled, did not chase, slowly landed, and met with the people of Lady Dong, and the 6 lightning messengers also flew up, while thanking one side wiped the sweat on his forehead. At this moment, in the far distance, several mysterious people dressed in black saw it here. A black man said, Fang Qingshui's armpits are really powerful. We are coming late, actually let his people repress the water gods. The original devil Shui was chased by a person who was too gated. This Lady Dongfu lost its refuge. The Lord ordered us to take away the source of the scorpion goddess, but did not expect it to be miscalculated. Another man's mysterious black mankind. The scorpion demon is the master of practicing the magical golden dan, and lost the golden dan, the strength is greatly reduced, this opportunity, rare for 1,000 years. Do we want to kill an it? Another mysterious man proudly said. No, don't scream the snake. The method of Fang Han is very secretive, and there are 5 prisoners in the hands of the king. We are afraid that we will not pack it down. Moreover, we are still not exposed, we can only secretly operate. Unfortunately, we did not know that 5 prisoners Wangding is in the hands of the desperate island master, otherwise he will recruit people, kill him, and take away this tripod. We can't expose it now, otherwise the fairy demon 3 will come and chase us. Secretly lurking, disturbing the wind and rain, let the devil fight, the loss is heavy, this is the supreme rule set by the Supreme Master. Wait a day, we are exposed. What is the fairy road? What is the magic road? What is the demon road? We want to unify the fairy demon. All the world. Then the mission failed, what do we do? How come back to see the messenger sent by the master? Just as truthful. Anyway, Fang Qingshui is rumored to be the reincarnation of the electric mother, the hard bones, we can't be so easy to succeed, the messenger sent by the master also understands this. These mysterious black men, after discussing it, suddenly shot a black mark, swaying a ripple and disappearing into the air. These mysterious black men, the mana does not look strong, almost like the cypress, seems to be a master who has just been promoted to the magical mystery, and the medicinal herbs have just been upgraded, and they do not know how to speak, but their magic weapon is magical. It seems to be a mysterious organization that has never been seen in the monastic world. The plot is very big. But these, Fang Han did not know. He is now accepting the compliments of the 6 lightning messengers. At the same time, he called the dragons and witches and went to the Lady Dong mansion to enjoy the Danyuan conference. This time thanks to the Fang Han, you defeated the demon, only to protect the safety of our 49 islands, or we will definitely die without a burial place. But we defy the seal and fall into a disaster, but also hope that you have a lot of cold in the face of Miss Qingshui, I would like to say a few words. Otherwise, Miss Qingshui will punish us. Spring, summer, autumn, winter, day, month. These 6 emissaries, while holding the wine, while the other side of the cold. That's good to say. Fang Han smiled. And, what happened today? We have already spread the book, gave the Fanghua of the purple electric peak of Yuhuaman, and she will transfer it to Missy. The table is cold in your credit. 6 messengers said. Chapter 147, Fang Qingshui Clearance. Chapter 147 Fang Qingshui Clearance. Feathered door, purple electric peak. Fang Hao, once a big man, stood on the top of the cliff, staring at the distant sea of clouds, and there was a hint of dignity in the eyebrows. Suddenly, in the distant sea of clouds, a tiny electric light flew away, and she quickly took a hand. In the move, the same light is emitted on the hand, and the yin and yang attract each other. When the electric light falls into the hand, it turns into a record, and all of them are densely covered with small heads. After watching it for a while, Her look became worse and worse, and her face seemed to have a layer of frost. In just a few months, such a big event happened on the sea. The magician killed the 3 true disciples of Tayuman. They were killed by the heavens. And the scorpion gods actually broke the seal. The square cold appeared. At sea, in one fell swoop defeated the 100,000-day demon army, sealed the water scorpion demon. Missy and the magical handsome 1,000 bitter seals this head of the demon king, just for its original strength. Now fall into the hands of Fang Han, it's also a troublesome thing. These important news must be reported to Missy as soon as possible, so that she can make decisions. Especially the things of the devil, can't be stopped. Even if it affects the retreat of Missy in the fairyland, she can't take it anymore. Fang Zhen pondered for a moment, immediately sat down with his knees, solemnly took out the electric character of a dragon snake shape, silently recited the spell, then the 5 fingers shook, the hand infiltrated a little bit of blood, smeared on the electric sign, the only way, thunder and lightning, the sky goes down, the mind is Yongchang, the heart is sensing. Collapse. The dragon-shaped electric sign on her hand suddenly split and turned into a wire current, which dissipated in the air. The heart sensor has been issued, I hope that Missy can feel it. Fang Hao stood up and took a long breath. Fang Han thought he was a little lucky, but he didn't think he actually became so powerful. The hustle and bustle of the wind blew over and swayed her body, seemingly to fall under the cliff. However, her feet were stable and rooted, and she did not fear. She walked on the edge of a smooth mossy cliff and walked in a leisurely manner, showing a strong heart and extremely high physical control skills. In the far distance of the mountain, several Fangs Hano, Fang Man, Fang Rui, Fang Lai, and others, and Fang Han and the right to fight for profit, and several people were beaten. Hey, the martial arts of Fang Biao is getting more and more powerful. Walking on the edge of the cliff, walking in a leisurely way, I am afraid that I will practice quickly to the realm of the physical transformation of the flesh. Fang full of lips, showing the light of sinfulness. People are the reds around Missy, and they are the general manager of this purple electric peak. What can't be done with medicinal herbs? Repair it for nature. Oh, hey, go up. How, Fang, you still want the idea of playing this girl is not successful. Fang Rui clap his hands, there is a slave who squats and holds a cup of fragrant tea. What's the matter? If I am in the government house of the Fangjia, with her little embarrassment, I still don't know what to do. Now I just want to improve the cultivation, how to become a disciple outside the door, if you can get some good people, reward us with medicinal herbs, flying swords, and a vestment. Then we can ride the clouds, the power will increase by 100 times. It can also be a head out. Fang Man turned the sinister light into the greed of green sensen. How, Fang Lai, are you? I don't want to report the hatred of Fang Xiao's little hybrid bullying. N-O-V-E in .c ohm. No sound. Fang Han that kid, now is the true disciple of Yuhuaman, power is so powerful, a finger can kill us, how can we retaliate? Hey, he also offended the most powerful **** of heaven in the real disciple of Yuhuaman. It won't be much time, we must retaliate, otherwise a small groom will ride on our heads and become a god. How can this swallowing go down? Fang Manchu, a fierce, slapped the table. Oh, do you want to take revenge? Suddenly, a faint voice rang across them, and a few **** looked back and saw Fang Qingwei, the second lady. At the same time, Fang Qingwei's side, still standing this mysterious black man. Ah, the slaves have seen the second lady. The 3 servants immediately fell down. Get up, since you have the heart to revenge against Fang Han, and it is the slave of my family, I have to promote you. Oh, this is a new Taoist friend who is acquainted with my sea, called Mr. Magic. You still don't see? Fang Qingwei introduced the black people around him. Come on Mr. Magic. Several heroes looked at each other and knew that they were all strange people, and the gods were first class, and their character in the camp was so slow that they immediately got together. You're welcome, since it's a slave to the girl, I don't want to give you any benefit. This mysterious black man is really blunt, but the shot is very generous, and the handle is a wave, suddenly 3 inches and 1 inch long. The flying sword fell into the hands of the 3 slaves, accompanied by 3 flying swords, is a 3-piece guise of the ancient style, exudes powerful mana, 3 swords and 3 clothes, are the top grades in the spirit. When Fang Qingwei saw it, he jumped in the heart and did not think of the generosity of Mr. Magic. 6 pieces of spirits are given. This mysterious black man, Mr. Magic, is known to her in Wangguihai. It is very cool and has a lot of shots. She exchanged the drug with Mr. Junjung, which accounted for a lot of cheapness, thinking that he was a big man. And this Mr. Magic is not a magical person, it is an overseas repair. If the cultivation is not high, it will reach the magical mystery and will run the mana. The people of the Magic Road, entering the Yuha mountain, I am afraid that they will be paralyzed by Phagian. The 3 swords and 3 clothes, you can use the blood after the sacrifice. Mr. Magic said. Ching Wei girl, I see that these 3 qualifications are good. Since the emergence of feathers will not be taken, it is better for me to accept them 3 people. How is it? That's good. Fang Man, Fang Rui, Fang Lai. You still don't hurry to see the master. Fang Qingwei turned to think about it, and made a look to the 3 people. These 3 slain, the qualifications are actually very general, even when the feathers are outside the door. Disciples have no qualifications. However, Fang Qingwei thought that the sea was scattered and had not seen the world, and it was different from the feather gate. See the master. 3 heroes are overjoyed. Mr. Magic, let's go. Let's go to Wanluofang. I will introduce you to the disciple of our true biography of Jindan Avenue, Master Wanluo. You have some artifacts from ancient ruins, you can in Wanluo. The brothers exchange the medicinal herbs. Fang Qingwei knows that this Mr. Magic is a lucky scum of ancient ruins. He wants to exchange some medicinal herbs, so when he exchanges, he can take advantage of it. Ah, Jindan Avenue. Mr. Magic really shocked a bit, showing a bit of uneasiness, which made Fang Qingwei look in his eyes, and there was a bit of pride in the heart of the door. Between the talks, she took Mr. Magic and 3 heroes and flew to Wanluofang. Fang Wei sees it all in his eyes. Mr. Magician, who is it? It seems to be very mysterious. Some of the scattered works at sea, I probably know some, but there is no such a person. Fang Qingwei entered the Immortality, arrogant, do not delay the affairs of Missy, it is good. Outside the Yuha mountain, in a desolate mountain, several mysterious black men stared at the distant Yuha mountain and talked to each other. The magical gods have not come out for so long, and will not encounter any accidents. Yuhuaman, it is the first sect of Immortal. It is unfathomable. Shandao also has friends and relatives, what are you afraid of? We are non-human and non-devil, and the people who have feathered the door can know me. The situation is that the magical gods seal their own vitality, and no one can see it. Shenzhen just wants to detect the internal situation of the feathering door. I can't think of a little spiritual instrument, and I lied to Fang Qingwei. It is also easier to get close to Fang Qingshe. A mysterious black man is human. Go, we are still far from the feather door, so as not to be discovered by the best. A few mysterious black men talked and disappeared. Feathering the door, the highest point of the temple of the feather, a mysterious space and time. There are hustle and bustle of clouds and clouds everywhere. These clouds of glory are in various colors, rolling and scattered. There is no sky on the sky. There is no earth underneath. It seems that the whole world is constructed by Yunxia. These clouds are soft, some are like water, and they are very heavy. However, these clouds of glory, but they all reveal a pure yang atmosphere, and any aura between the heavens and the earth is not the same, it seems to be the mysterious fairy world transmitted down the ferry. Nothing wrong, here is the feather gate, the retreat of the Holy Land, Little Fairyland. The stuffed inside are all elders of the Ephosic door, and they are the supreme elders. Some masters of the long-lived secrets have joined forces to display their power, break open the void, and ingest them from the mysterious and distant gaps in the fairy world. Such a small fairy world, if the master of the magical mystery is in it, every breath of a reiki will increase mana and the body will be shaped again. Because of the aura of this little immortal world, every point is very honorable and rare. Every disciple comes in and learns to draw, and there will be one less. Therefore, in this small fairy world, only special disciples may be allowed to enter the cultivation. Disciples do not have this treatment at all. Even Jinshitai, whose father is a great elder of the sect, is not qualified to enter the fairyland. Now, Fang Qingshe is practicing in the fairyland. She sat in a sturdy cloud, surrounded by numerous electric lights, and every inch of electro-optic showed a strong force. These electro-optical lights are not scattered, but concise into a variety of signs, connected end to end, very spiritual. A thunderous array of people surrounded her, and then she was gently moved into her body. At this point, her body does not seem to be flesh and blood, but a group of lightning, a thunder. The most terrifying thing is that on the top of Fang Qingshui's head, there is a huge record full of 3 or 4 rounds. There are many Raytheon figures on the mark, or the whole body is feathered, the head is bird, and the hammer is in hand, or the bird's head, the lightning bolts of various colors throughout the body. Above, there is also a verse composed of words, not the current text, very old, desolation, every word, seems to explain the rules of the heavens and the earth, the secrets of the ancient times, the mystery of Hongmong. This giant character is actually a magic weapon, has gone beyond the scope of ordinary treasures. In general, Huang Quantu is a symbol, the symbol of the ancient lady. It is a Taoist. Even the long-term secret masters of this age are the heart of the giants. The law is one, the law is one. Fang Qingshui's body moved, and many large arrays spewed out. Each big array represents a kind of supernatural power. She seems to be taking a lot of big battles together. Practice a seed-like thing. Suddenly, her mind moved and all the big arrays regained their bodies. Electrical induction. Fang Wei is not a critical juncture, and will not display this thing. Fang Qingshui ran his heart and suddenly understood. In the course of my retreat, such a big thing happened. Devil Shuai and Tai Yiman's life and death. The conflict. Fang Han, this kid, has become a true disciple, and has also suppressed the scorpion goddess. What is more, he is actually challenging Hua Tiandu, set a 10-year life and death gambling contract. What he relies on, so bold. It seems that I can't go out. A series of information, from her mind, is a special kind of magical power. Lydie is a symbol, not a lightning bolt. In the thought of her decision to go out, she waved upwards, and the giant character on the top of her head suddenly shrank and entered her mind. Subsequently, her body flashed through the line, and a few moved, and there was a small fairy world. Fang Qingshui is out. At sea, 7749 Islands, Lady Dong, after Fang Han enjoyed the Danyuan meeting, did not stop, but continued to go on the road with the dragons and witches, and the glory of the past. Their way of rushing is still in the sea, diving. Flying on the sea is too swaying. Fang Han and the water scorpion battle, the big cut has damaged a lot of infuriating, only in the Dingzong silent cultivation to make up. And, Yan, has to refine a Law Street relic. Of course, before the road, Fang Han could not forget to absorb all the golden Nanmu planted by the 49-island Lydie Dongfu to repair the damaged true gas. The Emperor of the Wood Emperor incorporates the noble atmosphere of the golden Nanmu wood. More intelligent and complete. Originally, he is likely to suffocate in this regard, but the battle with the Scorpio demon has been delayed, but it has delayed the promotion of the realm. He is not in a hurry, but it is sooner or later. The stronger the foundation, the easier it is to break through the realm. The most enthusiastic thing about him now is to go to the virtual, to find the Tianmo army, absorb 8 million days of magic, all to develop the power of the 5 prisons. The current 5 prison king tripods have taken a full 50,000-day demon as a coolie, and the speed of sneaking in the water is much faster, almost 1,000 miles a day, and does not cost any mana. However, for 3 or 5 days, Fang Han worked hard in Dingzong every day, taking Yuan Yingdan, and the damaged infuriating recovery was quite a lot. On this day, he actually felt that the outside seawater infiltrated into a cold air and seemed to enter another ocean. Fang Han, we have arrived in the North Ocean, on the verge of imaginary. Now we must be extremely careful. At any time may be in danger. Long Hao's voice passed. On the verge of returning to the virtual. Devil Shuai also seems to lead a disciple who has chased him to the virtual. But don't touch them, Fang Hengsen said, float Wang Ding up. He wants to surface and see what it looks like. Chapter 148, Wanma Pentium. Chapter 148 Wanma Pentium. Hey, hey, when Wang Ding came out of the water and rushed to the surface of the sea, it was blocked by a thick layer of ice. The ice layer was very strong, just like a large piece of steel cast in the water, so that there was no way to drill out. Can suffocate and die. But how powerful is the power of the 5 prisoners? Between the violent impacts, the large ice layer was directly smashed and suddenly saw the sky. Fang Han flew out from the ding, and looked around. There was a white space between the heavens and the earth. The thick ice layer covered the sea, the wind was cold, the wind whistled, and everyone was blown up. The current weather is actually still in the summer, and Fang Han is always hot on the way. I can't think of it above the Northern Ocean, but it is so cold. Feeling the cold wind of the knife, he cultivated the body of the golden body of the scorpion, and realized that the realm of the land is hidden, and some can't bear it. Only the wooden emperor can be used to stabilize the body and resist the cold. Long Hao has long been infuriating. The witch's body is strong, is the body of the big Ashura, but also early to run mana, but also with a spiritual vest. The environment here is so bad that people below the mysterious secrets can hardly survive. Even if it is cultivated to the peak of the body, it will not help, and it will be directly frozen to death, and the cold wind will blow. Where you can see the weakness of the flesh. No wonder people say that cultivation has become a mysterious mystery and stepped into the sky. Under such a harsh environment, supernatural masters can survive, and the masters of the flesh will not be strong. Fang Han exclaimed. There are many disciples of the Immortal school, who will bring all kinds of magic weapons to the cold, come to this northern ocean to practice, borrow the harsh environment here, exercise the spiritual will, and use it to break through the mysterious secrets. Long said, I have not cultivated at that time, I used to come here to practice. The ice-cold dragon on the sword is found in an iceberg. You are very familiar with the situation of returning to the virtual, you talk about it, how do we get into the virtual as well? Fang Han is not familiar with the terrain, naturally let Long Hao to arrange. Return to the virtual is the place left by the ancient fairy wars. There are many places in it, and there is another world. I know a passage. There are many gods in the face, and even the passages outside the field are connected. Maybe entering it, you can reach the extraterrestrial stars like the Devil's battlefield, but you must not continue to go deep, otherwise you will reach the extraterritorial circumstances, we will never come back forever. Long Yu explained. You are not saying that this is in the depths of the world. Are there many ruins of the ancient masters? There are so many artifacts inside, there are so many treasures, and even the Tao can be found. Fang Han speaks against the cold wind, but as not the wind blows away, but the words are clear. Those places are very dangerous. Not only the environment is bad, but it also involves changes in time and space. Even if the masters of the Indigo Masters go to the ranks, they will not be able to benefit. We still kill the devil first, I feel the 5 prisons. Among the Wang Ding, the more the devil, the more power it can exert. Although Long Yin did not know that the 5 prisoners of the Ding absorbed 8% of the demons, they could spur all the big battles. But these days, she also felt that the demon in Dingzong worked hard and promoted the big battle, which made her cultivation and alchemy more convenient. In addition to quenching the infuriating atmosphere, she also produced several special products. The human-level medicinal herb, building Jiden. The Indigo Masters can't get into the place, that's still it. Fang Han listened, and knew that those places that contained the ancient treasures, the fairy caves were indeed too dangerous. Indigo's cultivation is at least the magical 7 golden realm of the gods. It is so powerful that she can't go anywhere, and Fang Han now has no chance. Okay, then let's go to the place where the gods are entrenched. Long Hao saw that Fang Han was determined, and he would enter Dingzong. She also hoped to kill a few demons, and use the power of Wang Ding to refine a large number of bases. This is good for future practice. Fang Han also entered Dingzong. At this moment, suddenly his body moved slightly. Fang Han, help me with my strength, launch Wang Ding's big battle, and finally concise the method of Saint Relic. I practiced so quickly. Fang Han's spirit immediately entered the Wangquan map, and he saw that Yan wrapped the water scorpion with the forgotten water, and formed a big scorpion-like thing. The scorpion was silent in it, apparently completely washed away. Memory. Do you have a practice method for big cutting that has been forced out? I have been forced to ask for it. This spirit is strong, but I will have more than 160 kinds of means of confession. I am not afraid that he will not confide. He will still have many gods and gods. Hey, the demon family is not the magic road. The origin of the spirit of a move, the many mysterious ideas, mouth, engraved in the mind of Fang Han. Fang Han immediately meditated, and found out that one of the most powerful supernatural powers is the big cutting technique. Although it is still not cultivating now, the use of infuriating means of large cutting is worth learning. If the Emperor's instinct is displayed by means of large cutting, although it is impossible to cut the void, it is also more powerful than the general flying sword. More, you can even cut the next treasure. Others, there are some small magical powers. Fang Han also remembered one by one in his mind, and then went to practice after reaching the heavens. After getting the practice of big cutting, Fang Han no longer hesitated, and suddenly spurred a purgatory big battle among the 5 prisoners. This big array, with his original mana, could not be motivated at all, but the hard work of the 50,000-day demon, but barely pushed, the breath of a purgatory, passed into the Wangquan map in an instant, wrapped the scorpion live, use his source, highly concise. In the end, all the impurities of this scorpion were refining. forming a fist-sized relic of 1,296 faces. The brilliance is beautiful and beautiful, like the most beautiful in the world. The diamond that is cut to perfection. However, the swaying of the mana's mana, bursting out, made Fang Han's body shocked. This is the French street. Riley. Contains the power of the horses and gallops, it is really powerful. It is worthy of the prefecture-level remedy. Fang Han's voice is full of excitement, the whole body is soaring, wrapped and gone. Once touched this French relic, Dan immediately began refining. Infuriating and fascia relics entangled, and gradually, the medicinal properties of this medicinal herb began to infiltrate into the infuriating atmosphere of the chill, and the essence of the stock actually smashed the temperament of Fang Han's Wood Emperor. Stand up. N-O-V-E in .c ohm. Fang Han rushed to run all the infuriating, struggling to pick up. Bang! The sly mana was suddenly poured into Fang Han's mind. Wanma Galloping Power. Chapter 149, Hit the Dead. Chapter 149 is killing people. How powerful is the power of the horse? Simply over the sea, on the battlefield, 10,000 horses rushed and sprinted, enough to shake the whole earth, and this power is concentrated on one person. It is even more horrible. There is an unwritten rule in the monastic world. One person's mana can compete with the horses and horses, so it can be called the magic. The general monk, only the master who cultivated to the fifth heaven of the mysterious secrets, has the power to rush. Now, after Fang Han refining the French street, Riley, with the point of the magical duality of the real power, it has the power of tens of thousands of horses. Although it can't be seen before, there is no one, but it is rare in the world. Unless it is the head of the super big faction, the most beloved descendants of his own son, will be refining the Fashung relic level of medicinal herbs to take it, increasing mana. In addition to this, I am afraid that there will be no such treatment. The magical powers are vast, the mana is boundless. I am really feeling what is called the boundless power. After Fang Han refining the Fashung relic, in his mind, the mana rolled, Peng Pai at the tide, the powerful mana even rushed out of his mind, along the body's blood vessels, tendons, stuffing every inch of his skin, every internal organ, even the hair is full of mana, the roots are crystal clear, like the crystal jade general. In particular, his nails are also full of mana. Every nail has become a diamond-like color. The sword is so deep that every nail seems to be a sharp sword. His hair and nails were crystallized, which was the result of a powerful mana overflow. N-O-V-E in .c ohm. Mana is still rushing out, seeming to blast his body to explode, or completely transform him into a human form, Fajing Jade. Fortunately, after he cultivated the body of the scorpion, the blood circulation of the whole body was nearly 20 times stronger than that of the ordinary master. He also had the experience of ignoring the wooden, which constantly crystallized the whole body and changed again. Mana, returning to the mind. These mana were contaminated with his blood, but they really became their own mana. The remaining part of the mana is integrated into his blood and he has tempered his body. Fang Han's Jin Luo Jin Shen has become more powerful after this quenching. Between breathing and raising his hands, he can bring up the wind and thunder, even on the flesh, he can defeat the master who entered the mysterious secret. Oh, I didn't think that the effect of the Lost Street Riley is so great. Fortunately, your Jurassic gold is strong, or else you will become a humanoid crystal jade, or the mana of the beggar will directly explode. Quote. Hey, looking at all of this, I couldn't help but scream. Why, hasn't Wangquanman been refining before? Basically not, because the origin of Jin Dan Master is impossible to get. It seems that the general master of the mysterious secrets really cannot take this medicinal medicine. If it is taken, not only cannot increase the mana instead of looking for a dead end. Fang Han nodded, free to breathe, the whole body smashed a thunder, not the bones of the explosion, it is a kind of sound similar to the rupture of the space, which is the sonic boom brought by the high-speed operation of the mana in the body. It's horrible to punch this out. Fang Han feels that he does not need to use any magic weapon, because his body is a magic weapon, that is, Phagian. A boxing bombardment is much more aggressive than a flying sword. He said this idea to Yan. Yin smiled. Mu Luo Jin body, after practicing to a certain realm, the body is comparable to the magic weapon. In fact, the human body is the best magic weapon, which magic weapon there are so many mysteries in the world. There are many ways to refine the body, that is, to use the human body as a magic weapon to sacred, the master of heaven and earth, to lay down a variety of bodies in the body, enhance the strength of the organs, and delay its aging. This is also a means of magical rituals. All kinds of body cultivating techniques. I am the golden body of Wangquanmen, although the ranking is not the first, but it is definitely in the top 5. Now my mana is full of 12,000 horses. Who can match the master of heaven and earth? Fang Han haha laughed and took a shot. A thick mana rushed into the 5 prisons, and this Wang Ding accelerated again, flying over the ice of the great northern ocean. Oh, Wang Ding rubbed the atmosphere, and the resulting fire was more intense. The rear tail of the fire was dragged out by dozens of feet. The huge heat and the power of the blasting force melted all the glaciers below, and the one was hard as a fine. The steel glaciers were completely shocked, and Fang Han is not afraid to sway now, so even if someone saw him, but in a blink of an eye, he would rush to disappear into the sky. Others only have to eat dust, let alone catch up. The speed of this Wang Ding has increased several times compared with the previous one, almost comparable to the speed of the moment when Shilongzi exhibited. Fang Han is now experiencing a surge in mana. It used to be the power of 2,000 horses, but now it is 12,000 horses, which is 6 times inflated. The big array of Wang Ding is naturally handy. This 5 Prison King tripod, which is used to accelerate the big array, is not only a air-moving shift, but a full 36. The wind and the magic wave array, 7 Dun Dun Tien, Fei, it is much faster, thousands of miles away, and it will arrive at a moment. It can even break through the atmosphere of the sky and reach the stars in the sky. It is a magic weapon for traveling too weak. At present, Fang Han has the power of tens of thousands of horses, and there are 50,000 days of magical power. Although it is impossible to spur the 36-seat large array together, it can motivate 8. Bang! The dragon in the Dingzong, just stabilized, felt the whole Wang Ding, suddenly accelerated. Her body immediately seemed to have lost its weight, floated up, and a roaring sound came from her ear, as if the whole body had to be torn. It turned out that Wang Ding was too fast and the people inside could not bear it. If it is a general master, now it is sure that the blood is going against the flow, and the blood is dying. But after all, she is a master of the mysterious secrets. She immediately used the infuriating spirit to protect her body and stabilize the blood of the runaway. The face showed great surprise. Look, she is a savvy character who can no longer be savvy. She immediately knows that this is a big increase in Fang Han's mana. Don't he break through the realm and become a suffocating? Impossible, even if he is practicing suffocation, there is no such tyrannical mana. Long Hao can't figure it out, but he doesn't ask much. The speed of Wang Ding's flight has increased greatly. Now it's almost 100 miles away, and the eyelids are here. Fang Han, turn left, and then leap 3,500 miles, and then go to the virtual channel of the Scorpion. Let us converge on the breath, so as not to be discovered by the powerful Demon King, return to the world outside the domain. If we too much, even the demon in the demon will notice us. At that time, it is not anxious to escape. Long Hao pointed at it. It turned out to be the case. The demon **** can't be. Fang Han knows that the demon in the demon is equivalent to the master of the longevity secret. If he notices himself, he will split an incarnation to kill, and he will be annihilated. So he began to converge mana, ready to stop running a few big arrays, lower the speed, and then spur another hidden big array. The faster the speed, the bigger the airflow driven by the flight, the harder it is to hide. Fang Han is now fully operational and flying fast. There is no other force to motivate Wang Dingzong's other, great implicit magic array. At this moment, in front of the far distance, suddenly a few black people's figure appeared in the sight of Fang Han, which surprised Fang Han, because Wang Ding is very fast, he can only slowly withdraw mana, reduce speed, but if there are people in front, you have to hit it. The inertia of Wang Ding is too big, and the power is no less than the instant killing of Shilongzi. The people who hit it are afraid to turn into ashes and gas. Nothing at all. This kind of icy desert, why some people will appear. Fang Han was in a hurry and madly, let's go. Speed off. He didn't want to kill people for no reason. Killing the enemy is the right thing to do, but killing people for no reason, then it is not appropriate. However, his arrogance did not play a role, because Wang Ding is many times faster than the sound. Just then, a few black people in the distance seemed to feel something, and turned over. I saw a huge fireball, pulled out a long fire tail, and struck over to myself. I couldn't help but be surprised. I immediately made birds and beasts spread out. However, it was a step late. There were 2 black people who could not dodge, and were hit by the 5 prisoners, and they slammed. The whole body was blasted, and then it was subjected to great friction, and the flame instantly vaporized, and there was no dust left. They didn't even scream. Fang Han, you killed someone. These black people don't know what the road is. In case it is a disciple of the martial art, after the death, it is very difficult to get rid of it. We are still leaving. Anyway, others are also don't know who we are. Long Hao also stood up fiercely and saw Fang Han hit the dead, but he was not prepared to escape. Instead, he took the mana back and Wang Ding's big line stopped working, and he could not help but rush. However, between her words, the 5 prisoners Wang Ding had stopped in the sky because of inertia sliding more than 100 miles. Fang Han flew out from Dingzong. And those black people who had escaped the impact, they flew over, and each of them exudes a powerful anger, and the black light screams and flashes, showing a powerful mana. I was unable to stop for a while, but I ran into a person. Which martial art disciple are you? Fang Han frowned, watching the black people flying over, just about to explain that he was not intentionally hit. Kill them and see if there is any way to reconcile. However, when several mysterious black men rushed over, they saw Fang Han, but they were a glimpse. Everyone said, Fang Han, it turned out to be you. You are. Fang Han never recognized such a mysterious black man, but the other party was familiar with his appearance and could not help but also bowed. I was killed by 2 fighters. We went back and did not explain to the gods. This time we can only unlock the seal and kill this cold. There are 4 mysterious black men left, looking at the body. The last black shackles emerged and the strips broke. Fang Han, you dare to kill our people. You are dead. You are dead. Give the source of the scorpion gods, we can spare you a life, take you back, loyal to us. Do our conquest of the world run the dog. Otherwise, don't blame us for killing you. The shackles of a mysterious black man are all broken, and the whole cockroach changes with it. It seems that the body's skin is growing with bone armor. Shaped like a devil, but there is no magic, the whole body exudes a burst of noble, sacred atmosphere, like a high-level race, rule all kinds of people, magic, fairy, demon. Ah, Fang Han, they are not people, not demons, but the Protoss outside the domain. How is it possible? How can this happen? Since the catastrophe of the 3 realms 10,000 years ago, the Protoss outside the domain were killed. How can this kind of thing happen? I saw the change of these black people. With a scream that was stepped on the tail, it seemed to be the most terrible thing in the world. What the demons, never let the Yan so panicked. Chapter 150, Extraterrestrial Protoss. Chapter 150 Extraterrestrial Protoss. Outside Protoss. What is this? Devil is not a demon, Immortal is not a fairy. A powerful force. Their power is a little weird. Fang Han unintentionally killed people, but did not think that these mysterious black people are actually outside Protoss. However, he has never heard of the name, external Protoss, and does not know what it is. Immediately communicate with the spirit of Yan. Between the heavens and the earth, any race, even the Taiku dragons, will not have supernatural powers when they are born, but grow up step by step, cultivation. Only then can the door of the magical powers be turned into a mana, and the magical power can be obtained. However, there is a race that is inherently tyrannical, possesses mana when born, and has a strong physique. They are extraterrestrial Protoss. This Protoss is something more terrifying than the demon. They are born with endless rule, and there is nothing between the heavens and the earth that can restrain them. They don't need to undergo any cultivation, and their power will increase. The prolonged Protoss, the stronger their power, the more they will not die, and there is no limit to Shoyuan. Almost any Protoss, born, Shoyuan is endless. They used to want to rule the fairy demon. It was violently invaded 10,000 years ago, almost extinct the fairy demon door, and it has caused countless ancient wars. Right, when the rumor is too ancient, the tree of the world it is the power of a Protoss that has been cut off, and the road to heaven is cut off. N-O-V-E in .c Ohm. The demon 3 lanes and 3 circles, once had an agreement, is to see the Protoss outside the domain, kill immediately, do not ask the red and white. Fang Han, you immediately do not care, kill them. All the longevity secret masters, when practicing to the highest level, when you want to become a fairy, the power of the Protoss will come to kill and execute the punishment. Anyway, when the Protoss was in the Taiku, it stopped all creatures and cultivated into immortals. The fast spirit exchanges, roaring, Killing, 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 killing. One does not stay. The Protoss reappears. I am afraid that it is much more shocking than the 3 disciples who killed Timon. But their bodies, it is also a very good material, baby. These Protoss are still far away, it seems that it is not long after birth. What? Actually, there is such a thing. When you are born, you have mana. Without any cultivation, the mana will grow automatically. And the life is endless. There is such a race between heaven and earth. Didn't it become the hegemon of the universe? Fang Han was shocked and he did not expect that there would be such a monster between the heavens and the earth. If this is the case, then this is really the pride of the sky, the darling of the avenue. Fang Han can't imagine that there is a race between heaven and earth that can compete with the Protoss. Even if the son of a long-lived secret master is born, he must cultivate himself if he wants to gain magical powers. Such as, Xingyan Baby. Of course, Xingyan Baby is playing a strong foundation in the physical body. As soon as it breaks through the mysterious secrets, the mana is much deeper than the average master. Generally, the master is promoted to the mysterious secret, but the mana is only 80 to 100 horses. The Nebula Baby is promoted, it may be 500 or 600 horses, or even 1,000 horsepower. However, this kind of son who teaches the Supreme Son cannot compare with the Protoss. Because the Protoss was born with supernatural powers, and not old, the power grows with age. If this race is not called God, then Fang Han can imagine what can be called God. In the time of Taiku, the Protoss were high above, ruled the souls of hundreds of millions of races. They oppressed everything in the heavens and the earth. In fact, the devils were the devils they created to suppress all kinds of creatures, but then the creatures between heaven and earth, all against the Protoss, the devil also out of their control. Become a race. The Protoss is the common enemy of all things in heaven and earth. The spiritual exchange between Yan and Fang Han is in a flash, and the light is on fire. The 4 outside Protoss have already launched attacks against Fang Han. Their attacks are very simple, but they have great lethality. The whole body mana does not emit, but is highly cohesive. It is wrapped around the body and forms a transparent film, which makes the body have a transparent twist. Hey, the 4 outside Protoss, which were invisible to the naked eye, smashed toward Fang Han, and turned out to use their own body as a magic weapon, as a flying sword, directly attacking and killing. Fang Han was in a hurry, and the body was really urging. The Emperor instincted himself and wrapped it in the air, welcoming the 4 outside Protoss. He has just increased his mana and got the method of using large cutting techniques. He is not afraid of the Protoss in the 4 legends. He wants to exercise his own cultivation, fight one battle, increase his true gas use experience. Hey, he punched one of the Protoss, but suddenly found that the punch actually missed, obviously a fist against the enemy, but the other party seems to be an illusion. The transparent film that they exerted on the body's force seems to be a distorted force field, which can distort the enemy's sight and even transfer the enemy's power. Fang Han hit the air, suddenly felt bad, and then 4 heavy fists slammed into his own body, each punch with a huge twisting power, and a strange impact, the spiral force almost, I have to shake my bodyguards. What kind of magic is this? It's weird. Fang Han immediately suffered a loss, and immediately regained the body of the body. It was just a set of blue wood emperor armor, a turning point, the fish generally flickered in the sky, finally evaded the continuous blow, slow come with a sigh of relief. Fortunately, he has been practicing in the past, and if he has changed another person, he is afraid that this will be broken and the body will be destroyed. From this fight, he also saw the strength of these 4 Protoss. The mana is very powerful, although not comparable to himself, but at least between 7,000 or 8,000 horses, equivalent to the 1-to-1 true disciple, Yuandian, and their mana is very weird, not infuriating, not arrogant, but a unique force. More concise than the Taoist suffocation. Hey, how are their mana so strange? What is it? Their mana is called the power of God, and is very unique. It completely surpasses the quality of suffocation. You have to be careful. Fang Han was in this spiritual exchange, and he was punched again. He was shot 70 feet away. A Protoss giggled. Fang Han, your mana is not an opponent of our ***** power, we can be free. Play with you until you kill yourself. You too, to control Wang Ding, not allowed Fang Han to return to Wang Ding. Otherwise we can't stop him. Between this speech, the 2 Protoss separated from Fang Han, flew to Wang Ding, and violently rushed to Ding Ding, and suddenly a distorted force field controlled Wang Ding. Originally, Long Ding and Dingzong wanted to urge Wang Ding to help Fang Han, but did not think that the two flying protoss were slightly caught, and the power of God actually settled Wang Ding, and gradually penetrated into it. Even the 50,000-day demon in Wang Ding seems to have met the nemesis and dare not have the slightest move. Do you want to play with me? Fang Han saw this scene, and his heart screamed aloud. Suddenly his hands were shaking, and the wooden emperor was so turbulent that he formed a zigzag-shaped fine silk thread between the heavens and the earth. Mammoth cut out. It's awkward. The God force of a stock encounters the big cut that was simulated, and it was split and shattered. Ah, this is our magic. Big cutting. No, not real, just the same use of the same method. You can learn the feathers of the disciples. The two protoss suddenly caught off guard. Was Fang Han the means of releasing the large cutting technique? Immediately cuts the force field around the body and the whole person falls down. Between their roars, they once again condensed the power of God, and the body suddenly floated, but it was late. Fang Han smashed at a ghostly speed, and it was a big cutting technique, once again cutting their body protection power. At the same time, the Emperor of the Emperor once again sprinkled it out, wrapped the two men and pulled them into the picture of Huang Quan. The overall situation has been fixed. The other two, protoss, saw something, and they immediately looked at each other and immediately ran away. Their bodies are constantly twisted in the air, and it is dozens of miles. Fang Han, can't let them run. The protoss reappear between the heavens and the earth. There must be major conspiracy. You found their conspiracy. They will certainly not let you go. Yan hurriedly said. Good. Fang Han almost did not want to fly into the Wang Ding. Wang Wang Wang. Wang Ding's big array was again motivated, flew out, after 2 breaths, catch up with a running protoss, hee. In a moment, it was smashed into powder, and then a long arc was drawn in a rotation, and the corner was turned. After 5 breaths, another protoss was caught. Ah, don't hit me. The last protoss saw Wang Ding colliding and snarling, but the sound just came out, and the whole body was hit again and became a powder again. Such a high speed, even if it is a million years of cold iron will be gasified, although the 2 protoss are powerful but they cannot resist the impact. In an instant, 4 protoss, 2 were oysters, and 2 were killed. Clean and neat, weeding the roots. After the roots of Wang Ding and the grass, they slowly landed in the air and landed on an ice surface. The dragons still had a shock. Fang Han, what are these people? It is not like a demon, definitely not a human being. I really can't imagine what they are. This is an extraterrestrial protoss. Fang Handao. The extraterrestrial protoss. Long Hao has never heard of this thing. There is no such thing in the world. Dragon does not know the protoss outside the domain. It seems that the protoss only knows some old antiques. I report some of the elders who reported the protoss to the sects. I am afraid that they will get a lot of rewards. Fang Hengsen thought. Chapter 151, Flesh and Mud. Chapter 151 Flesh and Mist. When I met the protoss, Fang Han did not have any mood to find the Tiandui army outside the domain. Instead, the 5 prison King Ding slowly flew in the ice and snow, the hurricane-violent North Ocean, but he was in rapid communication with him. Hey, these protoss, you said that I am going to swallow it myself. Is it good to refine the medicine, or is it handed over to the sect? The 2 protoss were taken into the map of Wangquan and have been suppressed. The Wangquan holy water cannot refine them temporarily, and even cannot erode the power of God on them. It can be seen that these protoss are indeed the hegemons in the universe. Race, once ruled the master of the demon. Fang Han deliberately enlightened their power of God, to see what kind of suffocating kindness is, and the quality is so secretive. However, he poured a cold water on him. The power of God is the unique suffocation of the protoss. No creature in the heavens and the earth can practice this unique suffocation. Only this kind of suffocation can avoid the holy water of Wangquan. Corrosion. The most important thing about a protoss is its flesh and blood. It is the best material for refining and adding shoyuan medicinal herbs. But you don't need to increase shoyuan now. I think it is still given to Yuhuaman, and the reward is definitely very rich. In fact, among the medicinal herbs, the most precious one is not the medicinal herbs that increase the mana, nor the medicinal herbs that nourish the flesh, but the medicinal herbs that increase the lifespan. A person who has a long life and how to cultivate can progress. On the contrary, there is no life, no matter how white is toss. The protoss are born with a long life. Their flesh and blood have a special medicine. For others maybe the dream of life-enhancing herbs, but Fang Han does not need life. Moreover, he took the Jui Jindan, which is the first-day medicinal herb of Wangquanmen. The effect of increasing life expectancy is not under yin-yang Wanshudan, so even if he does not cultivate to heaven and earth, there are hundreds. For the life of the year, there is no need to worry about the exhaustion of the oil. Well, since these protoss, there is nothing to squeeze, then give them to the sects to contribute. Right, what are the magic weapons on them? Are they all sent out? Fang Han decided to be, the protoss, the magic weapon is certainly not in the minority. I have to refine them thoroughly, because the magic of the protoss is stored in the head. In the depths of their heads, there is a void, just like a treasure capsule, which can store any substance. The older a protoss, the empty space that the void point in his mind can accommodate is larger. In the ancient times, if a protoss born more than 100,000 years and more than 1,000,000 years old, it can even swallow the whole star into the head. Month. The powerful protoss, their own bodies, is a time and space, a world. These two protoss, I am afraid it will not be long before birth. So the mana is not strong, there should be no good magic. Yan wrapped the two protoss with the holy water of Wangquan, and kept infiltrating. It was necessary to completely wash away the will of the two protoss and then control their bodies. The protoss is really strong, and the body is self-contained. Fang Han's heart was secretly shocked. If this race really appeared, I was afraid that the heavens and the earth would not be occupied by them, and they themselves would become slaves to them. It is no wonder that the Daomen, the devils, and even the demon sects have to kill the protos. This race, no matter who threatens it, is too big, and the devil is made by them. No-vel-b in .c Om. Fang Han's heart is cold, and there is also an impulse to kill the protoss. When the fairy demon 3 times, the great protoss launched a big battle, how did you overcome it? Fang Han remembered the 3-year-old catastrophe that was described by Yan 10,000 years ago. It was probably a fairy, a demon, and a demon attacked the resurrection of the protoss. Then completely extinct the protoss, leading to many Taiku powers to fall, but eventually won. 10,000 years is too far away, and all the time has settled in the long river of history. However, Fang Han saw the power of the protoss, and naturally imagined the giants of the demon. I didn't give birth 10,000 years ago. I know the legend. I don't know what it is. Don't ask me, he said silently. It seems that in the heavens and the earth, I am afraid that I will be eager to move, and I will have a big one. Robbery, you have to be prepared. Go, kill the devil. Fang Han decided to dedicate these two protoss to the martial art, and he settled down. When there is such a big thing as the protoss, he really can't bear it alone. Tell the Yuhuaman early and let the Yuhuaman prepare early. Maybe in the future, you can get some opportunities. It is possible to surpass Tai and become a fairy. The first sect. The world is robbed, and it is also an opportunity in the troubled times. 5 Prison King Ding lowered the speed, according to the direction of the dragon's pointing, reflight. Gradually, the world is getting colder and colder, the icebergs are everywhere, and some ice peaks are as high as hundreds of feet, magnificent and magnificent. Suddenly, Fang Han felt a strong magical power, staring at it. On the far side of the ice, there was a large dark cave. It was not the ocean. It was black and it was not known. This dark cave, with a radius of dozens of miles, is equivalent to a dragon city, dark and terrible, as if it was used by people to use the boundless force to penetrate the world and lead to another world. Fang Han knows that this is return to imaginary. The so-called vein, that is, the channel with another world, leads to the mysterious places outside the domain. Most of them are the great devils of the year, or the time and space that was penetrated with the protoss. This is a vein. When I came 5 years ago, there is no danger. You can go deep into it. Longhouse stared carefully for a while. After Fang Han heard it, he immediately urged Wang Ding to fly into the dark cave. This flight, Fang Han only felt the body is constantly twisting. Wang Ding is twisted. This piece of darkness really is not the cold sea, but seems to be a passage to the passage of another world. In the darkness, I suddenly found that there seemed to be light in front of me. I quickly flew over, and suddenly Wang Ding shocked and got out of the bondage, but it was a desolate and decaying world. There are gray mists everywhere, no flowers and trees, no people, no mud, no rotten swamps everywhere, big bubbles one after another, bulging in the swamp quagmire, blasting and releasing more gray mist. This mist seems to have some kind of magic, changeable, and condensed into various awkward faces. Hey, oh, The one-headed demon, in the swamp of the asterisk, enters and exits, absorbs the magic in the bubble, and also makes countless communication sounds. Above the sky, there are black holes everywhere. In addition, you can see the stars. Fang Han is falling from one of the black holes. From time to time, the devil also flew out of those black holes, holding all kinds of creatures in his hands and throwing them into the swamp. Boom! A scorpion grabbed a shark in the sea and threw it into the swamp. The shark was immediately swallowed by the swamp, and then a big bubble swelled up, and the cockroach blew open, and the ****** red mist appeared in the bubble. Many of the demons immediately rushed up and sucked in all the ***** red mists, and then their bodies seemed to be a lot stronger. This swamp, called the flesh and blood mire, is the decay of the flesh and blood of countless creatures. There are countless devils in the swamp, and at the end of the swamp is the castle of the Demon King. I used to come to the end of the swamp and be a Demon King, chased and killed, almost killed. Long said, we are now on a star outside the domain, the same as the battlefield of the devil, but here is no more dangerous than the battlefield of the demon. It is rumored that this flesh and blood mire is a demon god. With the flesh and blood of countless creatures, it has eroded this. A small star, turned into a fleshy quagmire, and then became a base of the demon army. This star, because of the virtual channel, can reach our world. These devils live here, and then pass the virtual channel, go to our world to prey on the creatures, throw them into the flesh and blood, turn them into pure blood, and nourish themselves. This flesh and blood quagmire is also recorded in the books of many sects. Many disciples of Daomen, sometimes practicing Taoism, will come. Killing the devil here, we might have met some of the same people. The magical power of the devil is really horrible. Fang Han listened, and fiercely took a roll of the tripod, and the swallowing spirits started again, and the head of the demon was caught in the tripod. Chapter 152, 7-Leaf Monarch. Chapter 152, 7 Leaves, Monarch. Fang Han, you have to pay attention. After Dingzong has absorbed too many devils, you must feed them with blood and blood. If there is nothing to eat, then it will be sluggish and even kill each other. Yan saw Fang Han struggling to run Wang Ding, sucking in the head of the demon, and it quietly emerged, watching the endless flesh and blood. What? The devil still wants to eat. Between Fang Han, I absorbed more than 500 demon gods. The devils who flew in the mud swamps and saw the sky suddenly fell like such a character. They had to be surrounded to share blood food, but they saw Fang Han so violent. Hey, suddenly knows that it is powerful, and flies away, which makes Fang Han have to catch up. The devils of course have to eat. They rely on the blood of the living spirits for a living. The 50,000-day demon that you absorbed into Wang Ding did not feed them these days. If you go on, you can't do it. After 10 days and a half, they will begin to kill each other. Yan seriously said. This is a truth to raise the soldiers in the secular. You have 50,000 troops, do you not eat or drink? They will fight for you. It's really like this. You have to give them blood and vitality. Fang Hanyi thought, it is indeed this in the end. The master of the magical mystery must take the medicinal herbs, maintain physical fitness. The demon is also a creature, not a stone. Naturally, I have to eat. These days I have neglected. When that goes on, I have to kill the creatures every day and feed them. How can it be? It doesn't become my burden. How much blood and blood does the Tianmo absorb every day? A demon is full of blood and vitality. You cannot eat for 3 months, but you must have a scorpion, and I will calculate it. The elders of Wangquan Mozong also have the gods. Now Mozong, the blood shadow sect, is the great magic road that raises the demon. For the Zan Huang Lai Ma of the great emperor empire, if a demon smashes 10 black sacred horses, it is equal to eating. Yan calculates the road. What? Fang Han heard, almost jumped up. He thought a little in his head. His ding 50,000 days of magic, a demon to ******** 10 Zan Huang Lima can be full. That 50,000 days of magic is 500,000 horse. Every 3 months, I am equal to taking 500,000 horses to feed the demon. I still think about it, taking the 5 prison kings ding to absorb 8 million days of demon, so that the ***** spirit of feeding the devil is not enough. How many souls do you want to ***** out? The sea is rich in life. You can fish a few million pounds of fish and shrimp every day to ***** the gods. It will be fine. Then I don't have to cultivate. Fang Han shook his head. Then put the demons out and let them find food for themselves, but let them go out. These demons will also run away. Unless you give these demons a ban, but tens of thousands of devils are banned, it seems impossible. What's more, if you feed the demon and let them go out to absorb the spirit, this is the taboo of the immortal, I am afraid that the first one will not spare you. Yan thought about it, and felt that feeding the devil is really difficult. Feeding the demon is a troublesome job. In the past, the magical scorpion was only to let the disciples go to feed. If you can get the blood pool of the blood shadows, then even if you are feeding tens of millions of demons, if you don't, you can learn the demon and turn a star into a fleshy quagmire. These are delusions. Where do I have such a big mana? Fang Han shook his head. There is no way, they can only let them kill each other. I searched the memory of the scorpion gods. It used to have millions of days of the magic army. After being sealed, there is no **** energy to take it, killing each other, and finally leaving under the 100,000, your 50,000 day demon. After a few months, do not feed them, maybe less than 30,000. After a year, there are thousands of left. The Sai sighed. There is a great demon army, can't afford it. If there is enough blood and vitality, the demon will split, but you still have to watch it from time to time to prevent the demon from becoming a demon. A demon, but will the demons disintegrated, and they can't stand it. Feeding the demon seems to be a troublesome thing. It is like raising a horse. There are so many famous people. Fang Han originally thought that he had captured 8 million days of magic and put it into Dingzong, which would completely motivate the power of the 5 prisons. Since then, you can compete against the Golden Master level, but did not expect that there are all kinds of attention to feeding the demon. Your time is very precious. If you spend it on feeding the demon, where can you still have time to practice? Well, right, this **** muddy pool, all of them are bloody, you can absorb some of the devil in addition to the demon, so let the devil absorb it. I can't think of any way. Well, Fang Ding running Wang Ding, full of air rotation, swallowing a large array of more fierce, in addition to sucking the demon, but also a lot of gray gas into the air, all sent to the 100 ghost screen. The fleshy and muddy quagmire is a master of the demon level. It turns the blood sacrifice of a small star outside the domain into a swamp-like existence. The swamp sludges are all formed after the flesh and blood decay. Because of this, the depth of the swamp it can produce a steady stream of flesh and blood, and provide the inexhaustible army of the demon to survive. The demon also needs to eat, absorb nutrients before they can survive, and then they can evolve, cultivate, and finally become true flesh and blood, become a demon. If a demon does not eat the blood of the soul for a long time, then will be weak, and finally death will disappear in the heavens and the earth. If a demon, self-sufficient **** vitality, even split into 2. If a demon cultivates a certain magical power, it can prevent itself from splitting, cultivate the essence, and transform into a demon king through various transformations. However, Fang Han has to stop this kind of thing from happening, because once the demon king is born, it is not easy to control, and it will break through the screen of 100 ghosts. On the screen of 100 ghosts, there are now 50,000 days of magic. Looking at it from afar, it is like a picture with a far-reaching picture. There are thousands of devils on top of each other, from far to near. This screen is not a space instrument, and the 5 prisoners are not a device, nor can they open up space. Therefore, the screen can only accommodate the invisible existence of the demon, and cannot accommodate the demon king. If the devil has a form, it will jump out of the screen. The head of the demon, along with a large amount of gray mist, was sucked into the screen, and the devils who were slightly wilted were struggling to absorb the gray mist. These gray mists are bloody, just a little old-fashioned, not fresh, no more than the steaming fresh blood, but better than nothing, or can let the devil fill the stomach. At this time, Long Hao also flew out from Dingzong, using Wan Shuizhengqi, and took ahead of the demon, although the speed is much slower than the swallowing array, but it can exercise infuriating. Fang Han is ingenious in the use of infuriating, and Long Yu is in his eyes. What? A powerful demon was taken by the dragon Zan, between the earthquakes, the frozen and fragmented, was also sent to Wang Ding. The fragmented demon, who wants to recover from the screen of Wang Ding, was seen by countless demons and swallowed. These injured demons are naturally unable to survive in the Tianmo army. There are too few demons here. I have been sucking for so long, only to get 5,000 days of magic, to collect 8 million, it is really a glass of water. Fang Han drove Wang Ding to go around and found that all the demons were sucked out, immediately greeted the dragon screaming, flew into the Dingzong, and flew to the distance again. Going further into the distance, you will encounter the devil. Long Hao reminded. There is nothing, as long as I don't touch the demon who has become a magical golden dragon, I am not afraid. The devil of the demon Golden Dan, very rare, how can we meet? Fang Han knows, the demon king of the Golden Dan, in the demon there are also very few among them. There is no such thing in this fleshy and muddy quagmire. Some of them have to be killed by the Daomen. Long Hao thinks about it too. She is very familiar with the flesh and blood mud pool. She knows that Fang Han is now full of magical powers. It doesn't matter if he encounters the devil. Just then, in the distance, a castle completely condensed by dark clouds, suspended in the air, on the throne in the middle of the castle, sitting on a young man, handsome, with a tall nose, wearing a splendid silver coat, wearing a certain crown on his head, looks like it seems to be the prince of a certain dynasty. This young man has a very strong body and is like a tidal wave. Under the throne where he sat, stood a row of women, a row of men, a woman who was so charming, like a female door fairy, the men are handsome, wearing a piece of armor, not an illusion but a magic weapon. This is not the kind of invisible demon, but the condensed body becomes the demon of the entity. There are 9 men and 9 women. In other words, this is like the Prince, General Silver Young Devil, there are 18 devils under his hand. The 7 Leaves Devil, you have only recently arrived at this fleshy quagmire, we have reported to you about things. Recently, there was a big event in the door, the devil of the congenital demon, killing the 3 true disciples of Taiyaman, now they have been chased. I am afraid that I will enter the gloom. I don't know if it will pass through our flesh and blood. A male demon plays a forefront. No vel bjn.c ohm. This kind of thing, we can get cheap. The 7 leaves of the demon swayed their hands. You inform, all the devils, take precautions, go outside to inquire about the news, if you hear the little intelligence of accurate information, I will reward. Yes, I came to the flesh and blood mire this time, I want to enter this Xuanwang main world, and cooperate with Juyong Devil and God to rescue my father. This, I will not tell you. We already know that the Juyin demon god, who was attacked by the demon ***** and the celestial goddess, is now being suppressed by the seal. You are the most powerful son of the Juyin devil, and you will naturally come to the rescue. 18 devils and men and women. Well, you know it. The Juyong devils will break through the void and enter the Xuanwang main world. However, in order to guard against the powerful characters in the 10 Commandments, it is necessary to make more preparations. Road. The 7 Leaves monsters, this flesh and blood mire, came in a wave of powerful characters, and now is killing our Tianmo army, has come here. A demon suddenly flew to the gate of the castle, but did not dare to come in, kneeling on the ground. Well, is it a magician and a disciple of Tai? Asked a female demon. No, they are using a big house. Let's absorb our army, don't know what to do. The day the devil did not dare to get up and screamed. As the size of the house. Is it? After listening to the 7-leafed monster, he waved, thousands of miles of light. Suddenly in front of himself, there was a circular light of the size of the wash basin. In the light, suddenly appeared out of a big tripod, full of air rotation, a large number of demon were sucked into the tripod, and the **** spirit in this fleshy and muddy pool. Sure enough, it is the 5 prison kings. The 5 treasures uncle used to command the 8 million demons of the treasures. I want to enter the Xuanwang main world. There is an idea to inquire about the whereabouts of this Wang Ding, but did not expect to break the iron shoes. It's not a waste of time. The 7 Leaves monarch laughed and got up from the seat. Yin and Yang 18 devils. You are with me, I will take Wang Ding and the characters inside. I got this Wang Ding, we let the Tianmo army be accommodated in it. It is much easier to enter the Zanhuang main world, and you can use Wang Ding to refine, improve the repair of magic power. Good, this is the deeper, the more the devil. At this time, Fang Han once again found a team of gods, the wind and the wind, full of more than 10,000 days of magic, actually condensed into a large array like something, attacking himself. He is now increasing in the king's demon, and his strength is getting bigger and bigger. When he sees more than 10,000 days of magical army, his heart only secretly likes it, suddenly urging another soul eater. Quote exclamation mark. In the 5 prisons of the king, the speed of the array of 36, to absorb the various spirits of the demon, the magic weapon flying sword is more, there are 54. When the 5 prisoners and the enemy were against the enemy, the other people issued a magic weapon. As long as he mobilized 54 large arrays, the other party's magic weapon immediately inhaled Dingzong and was suppressed. Even people can inhale Wang Dingzong, but Fang Han does not have such a large mana. While maintaining the speed of Wang Ding, it is the limit to launch 2 absorption arrays. The Soul Eater is much stronger than the swallowing big array. In a burst of ghosts and crying gods, Wang Dingzong rushes out of a dark cloud, full of dozens of acres of size, condensed into a devil head, Zongko a suck. Zzzzzzzzz. That 10,000 days of magic cannot help but cast into the mouth of the devil, long whales absorb water. All invested in Dingzong. Wang Ding got the power of more than 10,000 days of magic, and suddenly several groups of methods were once again urging. More suction. Now the entire Wang Dingzong, there are more than 70,000 days of magic, close to 80,000, the power has increased nearly doubled, more above the cold mana, the force of 12,000 horses rushing, urging, the whole Wang Ding seems to form a black hole absorbs all invisible spirits and breath. The void around Wang Ding is distorted and seems to collapse. Humph. At this moment, a cold voice came from afar, a silvery young man appeared in the dozens of Wang Ding, and he took a hand, suddenly between, screaming, a mercury-like Tianhe appeared on the top of his head. On this day, the river squats in the air, turning into a magical palm, and comes to the hard one of Wang Ding. Good mana. Fang Han was shocked. Chapter 153, Fight. Chapter 153, Fight. It's really bad luck, I finally stepped on the nail. Where did you come from such a powerful roll? Fang Han saw the mercury-like Tianhe, the waves rolling, the magic hands sticking out of the Tianhe, covering the sky and covering the sun. The mana Peng Yu, I am afraid that there is no 100,000 horsepower in the power of the 10,000 horses, I know very powerful, I am afraid it is the most powerful demon in this fleshy and muddy quagmire. The Mercury River has a big hand and a 5-finger turbulence. The airflow that lasted for 50 or 60 miles was completely blocked, and the air solidified, as heavy as mercury. Wang Dingzong's, swallowing spiritual array, and, Luoxing Dazhang, could not work, and was forcibly stopped to rotate. The strong suction also came back to the earthquake, which made the party cold uncomfortable. Fortunately, his infuriating use of fire is pure, and he will not be injured by the earthquake. You kill the devil in this way, you can't get rid of the powerful characters in the demon. The disciples of the Taoist family enter the flesh and blood, but on the edge, kill a few small devils, practice hands, familiar with the mana operation. And you hundreds and hundreds killing, thousands of income. This is too much fire. Yan, humming, it has long been found wrong. Fang Han wants to take 8 million demons, which is equivalent to extinct the demon in this fleshy and muddy pool. It does not attract the powerful characters in the magic gate. If you really charge all the demons here, it will not attract the devil. Rare. After all, this, flesh and mud, is an important piece of the devil's arrangement. The law of heaven and earth, hollow cut. Seeing that the magic handcuffs were pinched down, Fang Han knew that the silver-shirted young man was a powerful character. The realm of mana was above himself. He just didn't know what the other side was. He wanted to fight, so he put his body on it. The infuriating all of them are shipped up, constantly arranged, combined, evolved, and turned into subtle spells. Once again, they form a zigzag-shaped corrugated thin line that cuts away. He defeated the 2 Protoss with the big cut, simulated by Woang infuriating, and became more interested in big cutting. He often tried to figure it out and now he is able to use it skillfully. In fact, big cutting is one of the most powerful magical powers of the magic door. It involves the law of space. Fang Han is not using the real big cutting technique. It is just simulated, but the power is already better than any kind of Tao. Be strong. The real, big cut, will wait until he cultivates into the heavens and humans, and he can take the space aura before he can practice. At that time, the power is 10 times more than now. Fang Han is not practicing Taoist Qi, but his mana is rushing, and the quality of the Wood Emperor is unusually high. The simulated large cutting technique is extremely powerful, and he is in the middle of Wang Ding, protected and can be fully displayed. Power comes, no scruples, no need to spare no effort to protect yourself. This is the benefit of having a bodyguard. Hey, hey, hey. The zigzag lines of the sky were cut to the clutched palms without any cleverness. The mercury-like palms were cut out of cracks. The suffocating smudges on the top and the splashes everywhere seemed to be suffering. Going back, between the shrinking, this big hand bounced. Dang dang, even the infuriating of Fang Han was shocked back. For a time, the air around Wang Ding resumed the flow. Good. Fang Han, although the Silver Devil is powerful, but did not cultivate into the magic door Jindan, we still have a chance to fight. This demon is not a good class, if you can take it down, I quietly use the water to stop him. Lest him to display the disintegration of the demon. Yan is thinking about bad ideas, slaps his head with his claws, ready to attack. Generally, the masters of the gates and the demon kings will not kill them, because the other party will disintegrate the devil. Once they are displayed, even those who are high in the realm will be seriously injured. However, forgetting the water is the nemesis of the devil's disintegration. Wow, a lot of infuriating gas was shocked back. Fang Han Wow spit out a big mouthful of blood. There was a look of horror on his face. This person is very powerful. Fang Han, although the cut hurt the magic hand, but his infuriating was back shocked. The body was actually hurt by the infuriating earthquake, even unable to motivate Wang Ding, could not help but shock extremely. After his understanding of the mystery of the earth, he was more sturdy than the flying sword. This infuriating shock actually hurt the internal organs. If the General Master changed the dragon, I was afraid of this. When the gas is shocked, the body is shaken and bloody. Die immediately. How do you know that the other party has not cultivated into a magical golden dragon? He snorted. The nonsense. He cultivated the words of the devil Golden Dan. Your infuriation has long been smashed. At least it will take 3 to 5 years to recover. We will all die here. But this the demon king, at least the master of the heavenly level, the devil above the heavenly people, not many. This demon king has a big head. Hurry up this opportunity, urging the formation. N-O-V-E in .C Ohm. Do you still use this? To calm down the infuriating, Fang Han knows that he alone relies on mana. I am afraid that it is not the opponent of this silver devil. As soon as the infuriating level came down, he succumbed to the 5 prisons, and spurred the 13 accelerated arrays. Originally, he used 50,000 days of magic and his own mana to be able to spur the 8 large-scale acceleration. But now I am entering this fleshy quagmire, and I have absorbed nearly 30,000 demon, but I am able to push 15. The 15-seed acceleration of the big array of urging, the entire Wang Ding snorted, the air around it appeared a series of ripples, in the next blink, appeared on the edge of the body of the 7 leaves. Think about it. What is the size of a house that weighs nearly 100,000 jins and hits it at a speed that exceeds 10 times the sound? Well, the method of big cutting is the Wood Emperor. The 7 leaves of the monarch used magic power to take it down, but did not expect to encounter the blocking of Fang Han. A slight thorn, shrink back, immediately knew the repair of Fang Han, infuriating, and famine. The big cutting technique is the secret of the magic door. Even if it is the son of the 9 evil spirits, and has not learned it. Only the devil who practiced the magical golden dragon can learn, and he does not understand why Fang Han learned. Unfortunately, this person was shocked back by the infuriating, because the body was broken and immediately died. But a small real-world master can actually have the power of tens of thousands of horses, and I don't know what panacea to eat. My devil's son is extravagant. The 7 leaves devils are determined to be shocked by this, and the other party has already died. He is very accurate in his own strength. Not good. Just when he wanted to use the magic power and once again, he saw that Wang Ding suddenly ran away, flashing a little in the air, and appeared in front of himself, oppressing the impact. There is no place to hide and dodge. Is this person actually not dead? How strong is his body? I didn't think that Fang Han was so fierce, and the 7 leaves devil was miscalculated. Being hit, it is determined to be death. At the juncture of life and death, the eyes of the 7 leaves monster suddenly let out the light. Chapter 154, Big Light. Chapter 154 Great Lights. Under this, how did you kill him? I didn't practice the master of Tianding Jindan. How can I resist this collision? Fang Hanyi urged the 5 Prison King tripod. To kill the moment, you can be sure the young demon king of the silver dress will die, because this killing is really lightning fast, and a mountain will be blown up, let alone an individual. But the next moment, he was miscalculated. When Wang Ding, who was hit by a high-speed collision, approached the 7-leaf demon, he was suddenly floated up and fried into a powder. A lot of silver magic gas suddenly appeared in the surrounding void. This silver magic, the gas and mercury flow in the air, and the first class squatting into the air automatically forms a variety of records. It is almost 1,000th of a blink of an eye. A huge magical array is formed and condensed into a void of 30 or 40 miles. All solidified. At this moment, in this void, time has become slower. It is time to slow down. What a big magical power. The rules for changing the time and space are only the high-level people in the longevity secrets, the things that the ancient giants can do. With the supreme power, you can understand the rules of the universe, thus turning the tide and changing the void. This kind of Taoism is no longer a mysterious secret. Hey, the huge Wang Ding came into contact with the magic array and stopped. Originally, such a huge collision force, even if it is a supernatural power to practice 10 to 1, there are millions of horses running hard, and I am afraid that it is impossible to stop it, but this magic array has been born because it changes time. The huge rules of heaven and earth, the power of Wang Ding is not worth mentioning in the face of such rules. This is the horror of the longevity secret master. Boom, the 5 prison king tripods finally stopped and completely stopped. The huge silver magical array suddenly exploded, and the magic gas dissipated in the void, as if it had never appeared before. This magic line is obviously not the power of the 7 Leaves Devil, but a life-saving sign on his body. The master of refining this record is a master in the longevity secret, and it is probably a demon. It's so sinister. No, vel bjn.c ohm. The Kie Mojun also had a cold sweat. If it wasn't for Juyong Demon God, I gave him a life-saving sign. The big light feet can save lives in times of crisis. I am now smashed, even if the soul escaped and the injury was too serious. Oops, this is the big yin, the life-saving symbol of the longevity refinement. Yan yelled, and the huge mental shock shook the waves in his mind. Fang Han still hadn't figured out what was going on. He just came in and it was a thought that he had to kill a shot, like an assassin golden temple, a sudden kill, blood splashing 5 steps, but seeing success, suddenly the whole person stopped, frozen in the void, people's thoughts have stopped working. Kill, his life-saving symbol has been destroyed, can only be used once. Click and kill, or it will be late. Fang Han also wakes up quickly. At this time, talking about what is fake, only to start again, cannot be lost no longer. This guy has a life-saving refinement for the longevity secret master, there must be some good things. Kill him, I will make a fortune. At the moment of the spirit flashing, Fang Han once again spurred the big battle. Prepare for the impact. I still want to hit. Late. Among the eyes of the 7 leaves of the demon, the magic light is great, and the body has shot the silver magic light, all wrapped around Wang Ding, and suddenly infiltrated into, preventing the operation of the big array. If Wang Ding speeds up, he will not be able to escape a blow, but if he is prepared to let him win time, then he is not afraid. Not good, this person has prepared, it is difficult to kill him again. His mana is very strong. I am afraid that there are 100,000 horses, that is, I don't know how the realm is, whether it is a 5-day heaven or a 6-fold one. Fang, the only way to return to the law. Fang Han only felt that Wang Ding was entangled by the other's mana. It was difficult to move, and it was difficult to push it to the maximum. He couldn't help but scream and run all the mana in an effort to get rid of the containment. I am afraid that this person will be at the point of returning to the world. It is not far from practicing the magical golden dragon. The scorpion smashed the sinister sin, secretly condensed, ready to sneak attack, and it fought many times with Fang Han, with a very tacit understanding can be subject to unexpected effect. Return to the realm, Fang Han's hair is erected. The 6 powered supernatural powers are also called the one of a kind. They are also called faithfulness, and they are all kinds of supernatural powers. They are trained together and they have their infinite power. The magical power is free to use. A very high level, only 1 step away from practicing Jindan. Such a master is highly treated in the martial art, and the elders must be respected. Give me broken. Knowing that this person has reached the level of Shintong's 6th level, return to the realm, Fang Han knows that killing this person is already a luxury, not to mention, Fang Han also found this person behind him, and also danced 18 powers. The powerful devil, these devils, which are not under the big whitey devil, if they are swarming up, they will become a certain magical array, then they will be refining by the other side. It is imperative to leave the other party's control and then leave the flesh and blood. The hot wheels turn. Between the rotation of the mind, all his mana is concentrated in a large array of the 5 prison kings, called hot wheels turn. This big array of one launch, Wang Ding suddenly shot up to 10 with a lot of flames. The flame actually formed a piece of cutter wheel, rotating at high speed, screaming in the wind, cutting on all sides. Fight, fight. Actually, the mana of the 7 leaves devil was cut off. Suddenly got rid of the bondage. Okay, it really is the 5 prisons. The 5 prisons uncle spent hundreds of years of hard work and magic, but it is in your hands, but it cannot play all the power. 7 leaves of the devil's cold sound when I got up, my hand didn't stop, my left hand waved, my fingers turned open, and countless black-colored suffocates flew out, condensed into a record, and formed a dynamic array, like a pot cover, a hood under. Wuling wraps around the silk. Fight, fight, fight. Wang Ding's wind and fire knife wheel cut into this large array, and the large array of constant changes actually solved the power of the knife wheel. Golden Snake. After the seven-leaf lord laid out a large array, he did not stop, and the 5 fingers were one more, and a different suffocating flight. This time, the suffocating gas was pure gold, which formed a strip of golden snake, intertwined. Formed a snake array, from the bottom up, forced Wang Ding to live. Galaxy 9 days. Later, he spit in Zonko, and a Milky Way waterfall spit out from the mouth. Among them, countless silver characters were intertwined into a large array of exercises, and pressed down. Just pressed to the top of Wang Ding, as if the galaxy fell for 9 days, shocked down, on the spot. Wang Ding was squeaky, and the inside of Fang Han, Long Yao, the witch felt a shock, chi and blood. In particular, nearly 80,000 demons on the screen of the 100 ghosts were shocked by this force, and the invisible pressure disintegrated the 500 or 600 devils on the spot. The 500 or 600 devils were disintegrated, and the spirit was eaten by the rest of the devil. The 7 leaves monster put out 3 big arrays in one breath. This large array is not displayed by any magic weapon, but is made up of the 7 night demons' own arrogance. It has been cultivated to the 6-fold world of supernatural powers. It has cultivated a variety of magical powers, and each kind of magical power can be arranged. A large array of people, running endlessly, power is infinite, much more powerful than the general magic weapon. If Fang Han cultivated into the heavens and humans, he could arrange a large array, and then cultivate other magical powers, and reach the same place, and also be able to put out the Wuwang array, Fire King, etc., etc., but it is better than the 7 leaves. The power of the demon is much greater. But now it is far from being able to talk about that point. 3 large arrays of bombardment. Fang Han only felt that Wang Ding seems to be disintegrated, the surrounding winds are loud, the sky is dark, the sun and the moon are dull, and the magic of Sensen has penetrated into Wang Ding. Dragons and sounds. Fang Han quickly worked infuriatingly, and took out the Tianlong octave, swaying the magic around him and shaking the magic. And the witch, Long Hao, is sitting behind a screen, close to full force, urging another, empty movement to move large array, one to help Fang Hanfei to vacate. Who are you? How can it be so powerful? You are not the ordinary demon king. Fang Han made a giant symbol when he took out the Tianlong octave. Yes, of course, I am not the general demon king, but the son of the 9 yellow devil, the 7-leaf demon. The 7-leaf demon body moves, in the pronunciation, spit out a few words. These words are not answering, but reapplying magic. Dragon's octave, just a little thing, I will let you see and see, my demon magic, the soul of the town. A burst of suffocating air, spit out from the mouth of the 7 leaves of the devil, formed a note, thinking, oh yeah, yeah. Numerous notes, once again formed a large array, such as a faint movement, infiltrated into the tripod. Upon hearing this voice, Fang Han's soul seemed to be suppressed, his chest was difficult to breathe, and his head was pressed against a mountain, and the infuriating could not be rushed out. It is a big battle. This, soul of the town, although it is a piece of music, is also a big array. With 4 large arrays arranged, the magic of the 7 leaves is so incredibly powerful. There is no way, only the tricks can be displayed, 3 tians. Fortunately, the dragons, the witches are fixed by the soul of the town, I can let go. Tians, give me a big burst. Fang Han saw Long Yao, the witch was suppressed by the town soul Song Town, and immediately resisted hard. Everything outside the room was not heard, seeing one cannot see, a happy heart. The 3-headed lion tattoo on his body flew again and flew into several large arrays. 3 consecutive Wang Ding arrays were once again mobilized. Bang! Wang Ding ran straight. It seems to be free from bondage. Hey! The 7 leaves monster once again snorted, the devil's relic. A fist-sized orb, flying from behind the head. This flying, Fang Han suddenly felt 1,000 times of pressure. Wow! His infuriating was once again shocked back and spit out a blood. This time I can't escape. Fang Han thought, thinking about the desperate method. Suddenly, he felt that the infuriating body in his body had produced strange changes under this boundless pressure. It seems to be break through the infuriating and condense into a cockroach. Chapter 155, Refining. Chapter 155 is made into helium. In the early days of Fang Han's body, Woang, infuriating, began to spurt a lot of crystallization when it was fighting with the Scorpio demon 100,000 devils, but it was condensed into a Taoist scorpion, but it was dying by the water margin. Counterattack, large cutting surgery, real gas damage, so delayed the time to consolidate suffocation. Originally, because of the cultivation of the tree of the world, fragments, Mu Huang instinctively realized the aura of the fragments of the world tree, so the cultivation of the sacred, the fire is pure, ever-changing, and multi-minded, which laid the strongest for his future practice, solid foundation. In fact, if there is no fragment of the tree of the world, Fang Han can be quickly trained into a suffocating temper, but the foundation will never be firm. I am afraid that it will not be necessary to stay in the shackles for 30 or 50 years, and that he is practicing suffocating. The power will never be too big. Although the speed of suffocating is postponed now, it is really fearful that it is a solid foundation. In particular, after he took the French Street Riley, the mana was broad and the foundation was thicker, which was incomparable with the disciples of the general fairy martial art. Ordinary disciples cannot have such things as French Saint Relic. Even if it is a master of longevity, it is difficult to get the source of Jindan master, unless it is to kill a Jindan master, deprive him of its origin. Mana is a person's life, and the stronger it represents the power of your soul. Now after so many concise and nurturing, under the strong pressure of the 7 leaves, the true heir of Fang Han has finally come to fruition, and it has become a sigh of truth. Compared with the infuriating, the suffocating spirit is much higher in quality, more powerful and more lethal, and when the true spirit changes to suffocating, the spirit of the human being increases rapidly and the mana increases. This is a great progress. It is equal to the secular, the rank of the official, the power of the first officer, and the second official is absolutely different, and the official level is crushing the dead. The realm of magical power, if there is no help from the magic weapon, is also a high-level crush. Fang Han now has the power of tens of thousands of horses, 80,000 demon, a treasure chest, and 3 lions, all of which have been beaten by the 7 leaves devil, and died to live, because the two have a difference of 4 realms. Gaga, gaga, ka-ka, ka-ka. The infuriating in the mind is constantly crystallizing, and then the ingots melt again, and the changes become a trace of Taoist suffocating. This suffocating gas presents a liquid state with numerous wooden textures, and the annual ring circle is like it was a million-year-old ancient wood that melted, and Fang Han felt his own transformation and was very pleasantly surprised. You actually at this time, refining into a shackle, entering the Yuan dynasty. Yan also found the change of Fang Han, breaking into a butterfly. The atmosphere of Fang Han is like a towering tree, growing up, standing on the ground, proud of the wind and rain. The emperor of the Qing dynasty is originally a kind of supernatural power. Every time it is upgraded, it will inspire great potential. After Fang Han's cultivation has reached the ambiguous situation, it will be many times more powerful than before. The heavens and the earth are sincere, condense my body, raise the wood with soil, and combine the 2 lines. In his arrogance, the infuriating movement in his mind is almost 10 times faster, and all the infuriating things have begun to change a lot. Converted into suffocating. At the moment of conversion of hernia, a lot of blood and suffocation in his body combined, and the golden body changed again, and it was more flexible. Because Fang Han fierce turned his head and his neck was twisted, he could do a big rotation of 360 degrees. The arm can stretch freely and can catch any part of your body. His mouth can also bite into various parts of the body. That is to say, at this moment, the bones of the body seem to have disappeared. When it is soft, it is like a mass of cotton, but the suffocation is filled with suffocation, and the skeleton is like a cold iron that has been bred for thousands of years. It can be soft and hard, by heart. At the same time, a large amount of blood in the body surges, and the vitality of the body is transformed into a spirit, which is then transformed into a mana, echoing with the suffocating temper. Fang Han even felt that some of the golden particles in his flesh and blood, the small golden particles that could not be seen in the flesh, also rose up and entered his mind, turning into a lot of mana. Jui Jindan, there are still residual medicines. This is really a heavenly spirit, the treasure left by Huang Quan's emperor. Fang Han knows that this is the remnant of Ju Jin Jindan, actually stored in his body. Originally, he thought that Jui Jindan had been completely refining. Now it seems that the magic of Wang Quanman's first immortal medicine far exceeds its own imagination. Hey! In Fang Han's head, a general firecracker was fired. Some mysterious burrows in the head were washed away, and the potential of the body was developed again. The blood is combined, and all the pores in the body are squirting a hurricane, such as a sword, squeaking, shooting on the tripod, all emitting a strong slap sound, showing its power. In other words, Fang Hanyi Luck, the hurricane shot in the pores is comparable to the strong bow. This incredible power is only shocked even if it is a master of heaven and earth. If the repair of Fang Han is now known to the people who have been feathered, I am afraid that it will be the focus of cultivation immediately, and will be sent to the Shaoshanji to cultivate and absorb the pure scent of the scent and further cultivation. This potential is really too big. Bang! All the infuriating, under the strong oppression, all turned into a suffocating, muhuang suffocating. Fang Han felt his strength and increased again. The original force of 12,000 horses is now more than doubled. I am afraid that there will be 30,000 up and down. This is the advantage of playing a foundation. Even if it is the top master of the heavenly world, I am afraid that his current mana, the improvement of the realm, and the change of mana brought by him are simply overwhelming. The body that he was injured by the 7 Leaves Devil was also in the process of transformation and realm improvement. One by one recovered, the injury went away, and the dragon was fierce and in full prosperity. Ha 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 ha. Fang Han wildly laughed. I really can't stop me. Actually under pressure, break through this weight, if there is no such strong pressure, I really can't break through, I am afraid a year and a half of painstaking work. Thank you very much, the 7 Leaves Monarch. You want to trap me now, it is not so easy. The suffocation of the body suddenly broke out. I rushed into the big array of Wang Dingzong. In particular, one of the deep devils, the power is great, the Fang Han is the urging. Suddenly between this large array of operations, Wang Ding has a thick and intensive black gas. These black gas creaks, with Wang Ding as the center, it has turned into a huge demon. The heart of this demon is the size of the house. It can be seen how big the demon is, which is equivalent to a small mountain. N-O-V-E in .c ohm. Hey, the demon that has changed from the druid devil's array, roared, opened the magic hand, and took a shot. Hey, a large array of 7 leaves of the devil arranged, golden snakes, all burst. Chapter 156, Captivity. Chapter 156 Captivity. Under the strong pressure, Fang Han broke through the dual real atmosphere of Shintong, entered the triple dragoned atmosphere, and the power changed. There were 30,000 horsepower, mana tyranny, and the quality of Muhuang's suffocation was very high. The prison King Ding came to be more comfortable. 5 prisons and King's 9th 99 large arrays, each with a strange use, is absolutely different from the general treasure. In addition to 36 large arrays for acceleration, 54 for the capture of the big array, and 360 for the strength of the array, this strong demon array is one of the powerful combination and many small arrays are constructed. Once they are motivated, they will show a huge demon god. With Wang Ding as the heart, they will send out the magic of the sky, turn the river down and swallow the city. Everything is false, but power is real. The demon especially admires the power, so the most attention to the big array that can enhance the strength. This strong demon array is also one of the most powerful means of the 5 prisons. Although the manifestation of this devil is far less beautiful than the real demon, but the explosive power is great. Bursting out in an instant, the mana of the overdraft can send out the power of several times the original mana, a little bit and the madness loses life. Dan is similar, but at most it loses a bit of energy, but it does not damage people's life. Fang Han's display was to get rid of the containment and escape. In order to avoid the powerful means of this 7-leaf demon once again, I am afraid that I will be unlucky. The other party is the son of the Juyin devil, which is equal to the son of the long-lived secret master. It is said that there is no powerful magic weapon in hand, and the ghost does not believe it. The 9 yellow demon Fang Han knows that it is still being suppressed by the demon when the snow-capped altar of the demon is on the ground. However, the demon can suppress the Juyin demon, but Fang Han cannot suppress the Kie monarch. It is not bad to be suppressed by the other side. The realm of the world is too big to be compensated for by a treasure. The magic is boundless, the law of the strong, 5 prisons. 5 prisons. The manifested demon god broke the golden snake fighting array, issued a huge roar and snoring. This snoring and roaring actually, the soul song of the town, was concealed. At the same time, the devil once again tore both hands, and even the 2 large arrays of Galaxy 9 Days and Wuling Wounds were torn apart. Oh, black and black suffocating, mercury-like suffocating, flying in 4. I don't know how the 7 Leaves Devil, was cultivated. These two kinds of suffocating, a kind of magical scent, a kind of arrogance, one right and one evil. Obviously, the 7 Leaves Devil not only cultivated the magic power, but also cultivated the Tao. It is also a strong one. Go. After breaking through the 4 battles of Soul of the Town, Golden Snakes, Galaxy's 9 Days, and Wuling's Silks, Fang Han did not want to, and immediately left. Between the 5 prisoners and the fierce flying, they accelerated and slammed into the dark sky. On the dark sky, it is a virtual passage. Going out is the Northern Ocean. It can be said that it is a high-flying bird, and the sea is full of fish. Can you run away? Between the 7 leaves of the devil in the speech, those bursts of suffocating suddenly came alive, and the smoldering became a demon shadow, swooping over, only once again into a large array, even the blockade of the virtual channel, not allowed to escape from the cold, to come to a catch. The mysterious secrets are refining to the 4th yin and yang environment, and the suffocating spirit has the spirituality. The 7-leaf lord is cultivated to the same place. The suffocating vitality is stronger and has wisdom. Every suffocating seems to be an individual. There are even breathing and heartbeats, and even being able to speak. Because of this spirituality and power, they are immediately regrouped when they are defeated, and they are revived. What is this technique? Before Fang Han was about to return to the virtual channel, he found that the shadows were heavy, and the 4 sides were pressed over, and they were struggling again, and they could not help but be dazed. This is the big devil of the goddess. Very powerful. The 7 leaves of the demon use the suffocating, turned into a group of demons, is the mother demon. The suffocating into a mother demon, the whole demons in the flesh and blood will flock, condense around the mother demon, it is for the devil. The foundation of your 5 prison kings is also the big devil. Yan looked at the outside and suddenly was shocked. Because the demon of the 7-leaf demon smashed into the front, the whole flesh and blood mire, countless days of magic locusts rushed up, every 1,000 devils surrounded by a suffocating demons, for the mother devil. The magic is getting heavier and heavier, and the mountains are generally oppressed. Even if Fang Han was trained to be suffocating, but there was no way to push it, because the 7 leaves monster also used the power of countless demons in the flesh and blood. Now don't break out, wait for it to complete the assembly of the goddess, I will be really finished, but unfortunately. If I have a madness to reduce life, but it can be desperate. Now even life cannot fight. Hey, you have what a desperate magic trick, take it a try. Fang Han at this time, the mind is running fast, but there is no way. We are far from the realm of the 7 leaves of the demon, and he has the advantage of the land. There are several ways to fight the magic of the magic. But it is not suitable for use. Because once you display it, you will die immediately. I thought it was not appropriate. Fang Han, we are only afraid that we can't escape, and the big devils have formed. I know a little. Once this magic formation is formed, the devil will gather more and more, and the strength will become bigger and bigger. This flesh and blood mud would have been it is the place where the devil gathers, and the demon of the devil is also said to be 10 million. November LBJNN. Long Hao suddenly opened his eyes. How do you see what? Fang Han asked. Since we can't escape now, we can't escape. You just guard Wang Ding and let it hold us. It will not be enough for us to dry it for a while, let him spend mana to suppress us. Wait for him, the mana cost almost the same, and then give him a look. Long Yudao said. Let's wait and see, it's the current charter. We are destined to have this demon robbery. It's also that we cultivated too fast, and in the midst of it, the fate will fall down to the disaster. The hand of Yi Mojun came to harm us. We have to hold our minds and go through. Now, we have turned the mana into a guard, guarding Dating from being invaded, and the rest are allowed to suppress, seal, and imprison the outer devil. Maybe in the robbery, we can go further and not speak well. Dragon, you are richer than me. Oh, this may be really a destiny. I will guard and see how the monarch will toss. Between the talks, Fang Han shrank all his mana, and did not release it, nor rushed. Wang Ding quietly stayed in the void, emitting a red, not very strong, very flexible light. Let it be wrapped in magic, but do not struggle, do not fight back, do not run away, is completely tortoise defense. Finally, in the sky, the sons of the 7 leaves of the devils have a large array of powers, and the power is getting bigger and bigger. In the end, they completely swallowed the 5 prison kings, and turned them into a magic array, and they banned Fang Han and others. Fang Han and others now cannot escape. Congratulations to the demon, the magic is boundless, actually caught these fairy disciples. And I am back to the treasure of my demon family. 18 Yin and Yang demon, saw the 7 leaves of the demon to display mana, and finally imprisoned Fang Han and others, could not help but praise in unison. It is still too early, they are defensive, and this is not a good strategy against me. I can't break Wang Ding for the time being, take their lives, can only imprison Wang Ding, bring back the Shadow Castle. Slowly refine them. There are many ideas flashing in the eyes of the 7 leaves, and they seem to be thinking about how to completely kill Fang Han and others. The 5 prison kings, the protection is extremely strong. How does the demon refine them? Asked a female demon. There is nothing. The power of Wang Dingzong is powerful, but the realm is very loose. If he has cultivated the heavens and humans, I am really very tricky, but now. It takes a little time, 2 or 3 months, to thoroughly refine they have changed them. What's more, Zhuyang demon god is coming, he appears, and between the fingers, Wang Ding can be refining. I heard that Uncle 5 prison, refining this Wang Ding, it took hundreds of years. Infinity, heaven and earth treasures, training 999 large-scale arrays, still a core large array, a few pure Yang Xian will change into a Taoist device. When the Zhuyang devils come, I will ask him concise. The Kie Mojun said faintly, it seems that everything is under control, the Taoist devices are pure Yang, and the treasures must be contaminated with pure Yang, and they can be enlightened. This Wang Ding is still very magical. Just on my body, there are Zhuyang Shengshui. You can completely suppress Wang Ding's various magic arrays and infiltrate them. It is difficult for people inside to control the magic array. Zhuyang holy water is the immortalization of the immortal world. It has an unparalleled role in controlling the devil. The demon uses the holy water to suppress Wang Ding, destroying the operation of the magic array, letting it contaminate the pure Yang, waiting for the Zhuyang demon. When the adults came, they just happened to be one of the magical ones, and they made Wang Ding into a Taoist device, and they were all done right away. The demon king was far-sighted and really admired. A male devil sighs sincerely. Back to the Shadow Castle. The 7-leafed monster waved his hand, and the goddess of heaven and the sky smashed Wang Ding into the distant Shadow Castle and was completely imprisoned. Boom! The huge Wang Ding was suppressed and entered the central hall of the castle. The throne above the main hall is seated with the 7 leaves devil, and next to Da Ding, there are 18 Yin and Yang demon kings, and now they are going to refine the king. One of the 7 leaves of the devil, you can deal with a group of Fang Han, not to mention the 18 Yin and Yang demon king, this cold is really nowhere to enter the ground, can only completely shrink in Dingzong. Looking at the red light that appeared on Wang Ding, he stopped any mana invasion, and the 7 leaves monarch just sneered, blood magic light. The defense is not bad, I will destroy your magic. Zhuyang holy water. Between his words, a non-gold non-ferrous, non-jade stone scorpion flew from his sleeve. Among the cockroaches, there is a liquid that keeps flowing. This liquid presents 9 colors. It burns like a flame, like a fountain, and it makes a squeaky water sound. It is impossible to tell whether it is water or fire. Zhuyang Shengshui, Chapter 157, Stealing the Day. Chapter 157 Stealing the Day. Zhuyang Shengshui is a master of the longevity secret. With great mana, it takes the holy water of the immortal pure Yang aura. It can break all filth, femininity, demon, most precious, and the most rare. Any treasure, contaminated with the holy water of Zhuyang, after the sacrifice, will become a pure magic weapon. However, like the 5 prison king tripods, such as the devil to the treasure, the devil is deep. If contaminated with the Zhuyang holy water, the fairy magic will merge, the temporary magical loss, and the major magic array will stop working. However, this is a sign of the combination of the fairy and the magic. As long as the master of the longevity secrets, to consolidate this instrument, it will immediately turn into pure Yang, and its power will increase greatly, and it will be promoted to a powerful device. This is called pointing in the refiner. Of course, to spot the 5 treasures of Wang Ding, such as the magic door to treasure, you have to consume a lot of Zhuyang holy water. And Zhuyang Shengshui, every drop is precious, and the long-lived secret masters are hardworking. Like Yudian, a true disciple of the Tao, practicing in the yin and yang environment, can only have a gourd, 6 yang holy water, to assist cultivation, 9 yang Shengshui, that is what I want to get. Now, the 7 leaves devil actually took out a glimpse of Zhuyang Shengshui, and this one, obviously, like the treasure capsule, is able to accommodate a large amount of holy water, definitely more than one glimpse. Because the 7 leaves devil flew to the top of Wang Ding. A little tilt, the holy water will slant down, and the group wrapped Wang Ding, infiltrated into it, seems to be endless. A drop of Juyang Shengshui can be used to refine medicinal herbs, or magic weapons, if it is obtained by the people of Shandao. Nowadays, so many holy waters are pouring directly, and only the 7 leaves of the Devil's Sun can do it. Nourish, nourish, nourish and nourish. Juyang Sheng fruit is endless in power, and once penetrated into the protection circle of Wang Ding, it immediately began to play its role, weakening the blood sorcerer's light, the original crystal clear and transparent. The red jade General 5 prison Wang Ding also began to appear. Unpredictable colors can collapse at any time. No vel b in c ohm. Hey, I know the magic of these 5 prison kings. The big array of guardian tripods is called asterisk 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 bursts, asterisk 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 bursts, asterisk 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 battles. The blood is shining, the protection is very strong. If the medicinal herbs are abundant, it's hard to refine in 1 year. Now you can suppress the magic with Juyang Shengshui, but you can't think of it. Seeing that the blood layer was weakened, the cold voice of the 7 Leaves demon was directly conveyed into Wang Ding to disintegrate the will of Fang Han and others. However, Fang Ding of Wang Dingzong has shown another gesture. Especially, Yan, this instrument is madly laughing, slamming his head with his claws. Juyang Shengshui, Juyang Shengshui. The treasure that I dream of. As long as I can take a lot of it, I can restore mana. Restored the magical power, the magical effect of Huang Quantu, I can also display it. This guy is self-satisfied, can't live. Fang Han, you have the holy water of Juyang, you can truly open the fragments of the world tree, turn into a sapling. Mu Wangqi was promoted to the point where there was no ancient people. I'll try. Fang Han only felt that the large array of Wang Ding was constantly weakened. The 9 Yang holy water infiltrated and actually began to integrate the magic of Wang Ding's big array. It is indeed wonderful. If this continues, Wang Ding will lose its effectiveness sooner, and then be thoroughly refined. I have died, and I have no place to die. Hearing that, Yan, he also wanted to use his own suffocation to intercept the invasion of Juyang Shengshui. But as soon as I touched the holy water of Juyang, my own suffocation seemed to be burning. The flame was still burning along the suffocating gas. The body actually had a thin layer of fire, and it seemed to refine itself. This Juyang holy water, staunch, pure yang is here. I can't touch it at all. When I saw such a scene, I immediately waved my paws, forgot to shoot the water, wrapped the square cold up and down, and extinguished the flame. You are like this, you are looking for death. Every drop of Juyang Shengshui is equivalent to a pure magic weapon. Even if it is a great supernatural power, you must use other medicines to practice it into a medicinal herb, and to neutralize the anger of the yang. Take it, you can ignite all your suffocation by taking it directly, which is equivalent to the 8th sacred power of the magical power, and the fire robbery in the raging fire. Only you can forget the water. You see me, how to intercept this 9 Yang holy water, used for your own use. Between the words, Yan drank aloud, spit out a series of strange syllables, and the bursts of forgetfulness turned into fog, infiltrated into Wang Ding's protective array. Suddenly, I saw a drop of water-like liquid that floated like a fire, and it was sucked up by the mist. Most of it was sucked into the body. Suddenly its body, the ball was generally inflated, and the whole dragon the body is more lively and dynamic, and the mana has grown a lot. Fast and fast, take the rest of the Juyang holy water. Twerk your pieces of the world tree, and tell you the truth, any magic weapon on your body, wrapped in 5 prisons, I will not look at it, only this fragment. I know that it has great potential, don't try to integrate it into the mana, it will ignite the fire. Yan points to the remaining Juyang holy waterway. It is good. When Fang Han's hand waved, he took out the fragments of the tree of the world, and let the Juyang Sheng dripping on it. Sure enough, the fragments originally sent out the spores, but they have not been widely seen, but as soon as they touched the holy water of Juyang, the spores became bigger. Every time there is a drop, the spores are a big point, and the fragments are changing. It seems to start growing roots, and it really needs to become a seedling. In this way, the continuous stream of Juyang Shengshui was stolen by Yan. Okay, in the outside of the continuous operation of magic, refining Wang Ding's 7 Leaves monarch also seems to feel something, but he cannot grasp some clues. Does Juyang Shengshui penetrate into the big array, and the magic is one? No matter what, at this time, I can't stay, I will make a chi, refining this person. If even a small fairy disciple can't get rid of it, How can I stand in the devil? While thinking about it, the Seven Leaves monster has increased his magic power, and more Juyang Shengshui infiltrated into it. In this way, a large amount of holy water was once stolen by Yan. Undoubtedly, the biggest benefit of this time is that he can use the Juyang holy water to constantly restore his original strength. It is different from Fang Han. Fang Han is now practicing suffocating, and he has to be promoted to yin and yang. Even if he takes more medicinal herbs and absorbs more wood, he will not be able to break through. Because of the change of yin and yang, we must make a breakthrough in spiritual, relying on enlightenment, and the material can no longer be piled up. However, the original realm has arrived. What is lacking now is the pure scent of yang, which absorbs a lot of pure yang, and it can be achieved. In fact, Huang Quan too has always had no effect on the enemy. It is because the yan strength is too weak. Otherwise, a Taoist device will definitely not have this function. Every piece of the device is an earth-shattering existence. Look at the 5 Prison King tripods, is not a Taoist device, it is so fierce. However, the comparison between the 5 prisoners and the Tao is equivalent to the person of the flesh and the gods. Time is slowly passing. A drop of Juyang Shengshui was stolen for the day. Fang Han simply sat kneeling in the ground, the pieces of the world tree suspended in the top of the head, so that the holy water of Juyang continued to drip. He felt that every drop of holy water was eaten by the debris. The debris will release a strange wood. This wood qi color is chaotic, but not cyan, but it is the ancestor of Wanmu. Fang Han took the wood of this, Wanmu's ancestors, into it, and suddenly the suffocation changed again. Every time the wood emperor sighed, he showed the power of sturdy, stiff, and stretched. Between the suffocating friction and the rumbling of the rumbling, the blasting is constantly strengthening and strengthening. An hour of the past. Fang Han's suffocation is getting stronger and stronger. The tree of the world is between the heavens and the earth. The first odd tree, which contains the wood aura, is the ancestor of the wood. The person who cultivates the wood-based magical power, gets a little, is the sky. The big advantage, although Fang Han is now practicing suffocating, but far from the suffocating, it is still far away. If you follow the general situation, he will spend at least 10 years, go east and west, absorb the precious aura of the heavens and the earth, add suffocating gas, make the suffocating, complete and innocent, and then begin to comprehend the change of yin and yang. His current arrogance is like a weak child. If you train slowly, you can grow and grow. However, after getting the tree of the world aura, Fang Han's suffocation is almost instantaneous. Saved years of hard work. His current arrogance is equal to a child, and he grows up to be a strong giant. Hey, a little friction between each helium produces a lot of heat and flare. After practicing to the realm of suffocation, the flight can break through the speed of sound, come and go like electricity, and be as ghostly. Now Fang Han is simply able to do it without any effort. His suffocation is equivalent to a superb flying sword. If you use the sound-killing knife, and the best spirit of Fang Han, it is definitely a sound-killing knife that is hit into G powder. Because Fang Han's Wuwang Yiki is no longer a pure Qing emperor, but a further suffocating, more powerful than the Muhuang. On the tree of the world fragment, all of them are now full of spores. One by one, the spores usually spring up after the rain, and they are still growing, sprouting, pumping, and even growing leaves. Shili Wala. The debris has been completely changed and turned into a small sapling. A strange little sapling. This small sapling is very strange. The roots must be firmly plunged into the void. It seems to draw nutrients from the endless void. The leaves are oval, the texture is like a symbol, and the texture of each leaf is never the same. It seems to be a single book of the scriptures. The leaves kept swaying. At the end of the sapling into a small sapling, the roots of the void into the void, issued an infinitely powerful suction, even extended to Wang Ding. Hey, the 7-leaf magic monarch is pretending to be above the sacred water of Juyang. The void suddenly rang, and a root must be punctured out and fell into the shackles. Suddenly the holy water in the shackles was sucked in. What is that? The 7 leaves monster was shocked and jumped in shock. Chapter 158. Eater, ***** does not die. Chapter 158 The Gasker, the **** does not die. Is this the seedling of the tree of the world? It is the creation of the world. Fang Han was shocked at this time. The fragments of the tree of the world grew into seedlings. The powerful strength displayed was unheard of, and the roots were actually unseen. Into the infinite void, absorbing the thousands of aura hidden in the unknown mysterious void. He feels that there are constantly subtle arrays formed on the blades and roots of the tree of the world, and on the trunk. The natural arrays, the ingenious work, are constantly forming and growing. This seedling seems to have a kind of spirituality of the heavens and human beings. It is a natural magic weapon. It contains more arrays than the 5 prisoners, and those arrays seem to have functions of the human body. Heaven and earth are closely linked. The tree of the world is like the ties between the heavens and the earth. Fang Han felt the majestic thoughts and momentum, only to know how powerful the world tree was, how earth-shattering. If it really grows into a tree of the world, will it be like Taiku, through the fairy world? I climbed up the tree of the world to enter the fairy world. He turned strange thoughts in his heart. The tree of the world is going to grow up. I am afraid that after hundreds of millions of years, even if you cultivate into the longevity secret, you will not see its growth. The strength of this sapling is still very weak, so you can just sing it into it. In the Wood Emperor's suffocation, and the Muhuangong integration, otherwise you can't control it in time. The rushing voice of Yan was conveyed into his mind. Well, this thing grows up, it is really not something I can control. If it grows to a certain heat, even the long-lived secret master can't control it. I will first practice it as my magic weapon. Learn the classics, you burning, the same as the 3 lions in summer. Fang Han did not hesitate, immediately transported the magical powers, and rushed his own wooden emperor into the seedlings of the world tree, to thoroughly refine the seedling and use it for himself. As soon as the saplings were rushed into the square, they changed again. The branches and leaves flew between the branches, like a human hand. In the middle of the trunk, there was a vaguely visible face, like a legendary tree man. This vaguely faint face is vaguely square. Good, finally I have become my magic weapon. Fang Han's surprise screams, the moment he shows his face on the trunk, he feels that his soul and saplings are integrated into one, regardless of each other, and the roots of the tree are like turning into their own arms. His own hair, extending into the void, a glimpse of the fairy aura, was sucked in by himself, nourished the saplings, and the rest added his body, nourishing his own spiritual power. He cultivated the emperor of the Qing dynasty, and the sapling itself was cultivated by him. Because of this, he was able to refine it so easily. Ha 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 ha, the gas eater is not dead. I actually reached the realm of gas. From then on, no longer need medicinal herbs, with the help of the world tree, you can directly absorb the aura of the fairy world from the void. The master of the magical mystery, the grain is a variety of exquisite medicinal herbs, with the help of the great medicinal herbs, supplementing the flesh and powerful spirit, thus gradually improving their mana. The master of the longevity secret, do not take any medicinal herbs, with a powerful mana, extended to 9 days above, all the heavens, touch the edge of the mysterious fairy world, from which to absorb the aura of the fairy world, directly to eat. This is the food. God does not die. After Fang Han practiced for another 1,000 years, he could not reach this realm, but relying on the tree of the world, he reached the realm of this dream. The tree of the world itself has the function of communicating the fairy world. It is magical and unimaginable. It can absorb the aura of the fairy world like the master of the longevity and secretive, nourish oneself and make himself grow. As a result, Fang Han can also drink a little bit of the remaining soup. The tree of the world absorbs the remaining aura of the fairy world and constantly nourishes him. From then on, he does not need any medicinal herbs, and he can really not eat or drink. Because of the aura of the fairy world, it is more pure than any remedy. Even if it is a one-person human-level remedy, Yuan Ying Dan, it is not comparable to the fairy world. Fang Han seems to feel that he is constantly working for a week, and refining the fairy tales from the saplings of the world tree into mana will increase the power of a horse. This cultivation speed is 10 times faster than anyone. 100 times. It is really shocking. Because now, he is equal to all the time, and he is retreating in the little immortal world of Yuhuaman. Moreover, the masters of the general supernatural powers are practicing in the little fairy world, and it is very difficult to refine the fairy tales. Fairy aura is not so easy to refine. However, the aura of the fairy world that Fang Han is now sucking through the tree saplings of the world tree is equivalent to refining it back to the furnace. The gentle aura is refined, thin and long, and more easily absorbed. Fang Han is screaming, and he has no reason to be upset. With the saplings of the tree of the world, for me to absorb the aura of the fairy world all the time, I really hope that in the past 10 years, beyond Huation. At this moment, I can see hope. Indeed, if there is no such adventure, he will be able to practice the sevenfold power of Shintong, Daomenjindan, and Shintong seeds in 10 years. Not to mention the fact that this kind of supernatural power is equal to Hua Tiandu, and the people who change their lives against the sky contend. In his whistling sound, the sapling of the tree of the world shrank and turned into a streamer, and entered the ancestral cave of the center of his eyebrow. When he closed his eyes, he found that the sapling quietly resided in my own eyebrows. Countless roots still have to sneak into the void, and I breathe a little, and the vitality is coming. I am now suffocating. I can understand yin and yang. But my current strength, there are tens of thousands of horses, and as long as the world tree does not die, I will not be exhausted, and my mana will be bad. Quote. With the tree of the world, Fang Han is equal to the infinite magical jade stone. Even if it is surrounded by powerful people, it will not be exhausted, the oil will be exhausted, and it will always be able to maintain sufficient mana, let alone it is a short flight in the air and I have to rest. He can now use his breath to breathe, and he can fly for 10 days and 10 nights without rest, no need to eat and drink, and still have plenty of mana. This is also the ability of a long-term secret master. Some masters of longevity and secrets have been sealed, and it will be 3,000 years or even 10,000 years, but they will not die. As soon as it is released, it is still alive and kicking. This is the result of the aura of the fairy world. Fang Han originally practiced suffocating, and there are 30,000 horses. Now, with the help of the world tree shards, it becomes a sapling, absorbs the wood aura, and suffocates, saves years of hard work, and the power increases again. It is close. 50,000. This is a shocking number. Generally, the masters of the Qi environment are only 1,000 to 3,000, and the maximum is 5,000 horsepower. The desperate island owner is a master of arrogance, and there are only 2,000 mana. Fang Han is now 10 times more powerful than the ordinary Qi master. This is passed down. I am afraid that the disciples who are 2-1 must exclaim, unbelievable. Of course, Fang Han will not spread out, and the strength will remain better, otherwise it will be counted. Nearly 50,000 horses are rushing, and among the masters below the heavens and humans, they are completely invincible. Even if the master of Yuan Dian took the madness and reduced life, Fang Han can completely kill it, and does not use the power of the 5 prisoners. In an instant, Fang Han's strength has increased tremendously. However, the benefits of Yan seem to be bigger than his. A majestic dragon spread from Huang Quan's picture. Fang Han quickly separated his spirit and saw that Yan, the body shape is 5 times larger than before. The whole body scales are fresh and full, and the pieces of dragon scale are like gold casting, sparkling, extremely long beard, mighty, and deep like a prison. Ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha. Juyang holy water, finally absorbed by me completely. I am able to return to the level of heaven and earth, and finally can be condensed into a battle. The magical use of Huang Quantu, I can also display it. The dragon's dragonfly was released without any fear. Go, Fang Han, let's kill it, and tore the tortoise of the 7 leaves, and still dare to refine us. It is impatient. Right on my mind. November LBJNN. Fang Han hands in support, the whole person actually flew out Wang Ding. My 9 yang holy water. This is Juyang devil and god, give me a glimpse of holy water. It is my cultivation to return to the realm of Dachang, used to integrate many magical powers into one, and used it as a magical golden dragon. Now all are gone. Ah, damn, what a freak. This is to kill you and refine them into holy water. Make up for my loss. At this moment, the 7 leaves devil was angry, completely angry, and became somewhat hysterical. He had just seen that the roots that had been smashed out in the void had reached the shackles of the holy waters of Juyang, and they knew that things were not good. They were about to use magical powers to recover the holy water of Juyang, but it was late. The holy water was sucked away between several breaths. In an instant, the drip does not exist. All of them entered Wang Dingzong, apparently absorbed by the other party. In any case, he never dreamed of dreaming. The other party actually had Huang Quantu, the world tree fragment, which is rare between the 2 worlds. The loss of this time is not huge. Juyang Shengshui has a great effect on his condensing Tianmo Jindan. Losing all means that he can no longer practice Tianjin Jindan and step into the sky. Do you still want to kill me? Fang Han whistling out from Dingzong. Today, it is your death. A son of a demon god, I was wiped out. I don't know how much reward I will give. Chapter 159. Magic Knife, Blood Sky. Chapter 159 Magic Knife, Blood Sky. I just want you to demonize the demon. Is it funny? The eyes of the 7 leaves of the demon suddenly flashed brilliant silver, which is a feature of the magical power to the extreme. You don't think that with my Juyang holy water, I will strengthen my strength and increase my strength. Beautiful, small monk, and I fight, looking for a dead end. The realm of the world is different. You are now back to Wangding Zong. With the power of Wangding, it is possible to contend with me, but away from Wangding, it's a dead end. Good magic, good deceit. Fang Han suddenly looked at his head, only saw a shadow, smacked, the shadow of the silver clothes floating, is the real body of the 7 leaves of the devil. Above the throne, the 7-leaf demon who spoke, the body gradually dissipated, turned out to be a phantom. The 7 leaves monarch is very embarrassing. While talking to Fang Han, he angered the other side, but he used the magic power to create a phantom to stay on the throne, and his own body was hidden, quietly attacking from top to bottom, making a thunder blow. Fortunately, it is not a day or two to deal with Fang Han and Tianmo. It is not fool to know the deceit of the demon. With a long scream, the whole body of the wooden emperor spurred and rubbed against each other, and there was a strong flash of fire. Fang Han's fist hit the figure of the 7 leaves devil. He was trying to fight and see if he could surpass 3 realm against the enemy. Without the slightest change, the 2 fists collided. Pai li. Between the fists, Fang Han was shocked and flew for a few dozen feet, and the body slammed into the ground, hitting the ground out of a pit. This castle is made up of grey clouds, called the Shadow Castle, but the ground made up of grey clouds is extremely hard, flat like a mirror, hard as iron, and Fang Han is so squatting on it, it feels sore. Between this fight, he immediately felt the height. It's still not the opponent of the 7 leaves devil. The opponent's strength is close to 100,000 horses. It's really too strong to repair the realm of the law. If you change it, don't rely on the power of Wangding. So hard, a fist will die, and there is no chance to hand. The other side's magic door is suffocating, and it is spiritually slammed into its own body. Every suffocating, it forms a small array of methods, sharp as a sword, slippery like a rat, and its own suffocation can't resist. The difference between the 3 realms, the other side of a suffocating, can defeat me 3 suffocating. Fang Han knows the horror of the realm gap, there is a sneak smack invaded his mind. The tree of the world. In order to prevent this suffocation from ruining his own head, Fang Han immediately spurred the tree of the world in which the eyebrows lived. A large number of celestial auras washed down and immediately stuck the suffocation. The roots of the world tree followed this magical door, sucked in, shattered, and became digested. The tree of the world is like a huge melting pot, and any suffocating gas can be digested. I don't care. The 7-leafed monster saw Fang Han being hit by the ground and slammed into the ground. If you enter Wangding and I contend with it, I want to go now. I can't stop you. You come out and look for death. I thought I have become a suffocating person, and my strength has increased greatly. I can scream with me. It's really a dead end, stupidity. Turning for blessings. Your death is to ruin yourself. Seeing that Fang Han was not moving on the ground, he only said that this was his own arrogance, eroding the other's body, but did not expect that Fang Han had already resolved the suffocation. No vel b in .c ohm. Yin and Yang 18 devils, take this person. I will clean up Wangding. The 7 leaves lord ordered the order. Who is stupid in the end, it is not necessarily, oh. Just then, the sound of the yin test suddenly sounded around the 7 leaves, and a huge dragon claw stretched out. The lightning sneaked, and the sly was printed on his back, and his silver coat was broken. It turned out to be Yan. Yan took a lot of Juyang Shengshui, and finally restored the 5-powered magical power, the level of heaven and earth, although far from the heyday, but the strength has increased greatly, and can use some of the slightly more powerful array of Huang Quan too. This sneak attack, using a magical power in the Wangquan map, dark murderous road, with the magic of Huang Quan to this device, and the unexpectedness of the 7 leaves of the demon, actually succeeded in one fell swoop. Yan is the old devil of the millennium. The means is compared with the square cold. One heaven and one underground, the sneak attack is sultry and hot, and there is a special magic weapon that forgets the water, the weapon of the Taoist suffocating, between the tricks, broke the 7 leaves devil, guardian treasure vest, do not stop, suffocating, and instantly arranged into a corruption squad, so that the 7 leaves of the demon are covered with shackles, like a scorpion. It seems to be a script of the spider. The 7 leaves monster was subjected to this kind of calculation, and it was shocked, and there was a pungent smoke on the skin. Gloomy murder, dark murder. This sneak attack assassination is not the magic door authentic, absolutely cannot display. Who are you? 7 Leaves of the Demon actually recognize the Yan assassination technique. He issued the earth-shattering pain roars, the body vibrates at high speed, and a circle of silvery suffocating rushes out. It is necessary to drown the humanite array. At the same time, he knew that he was at the juncture of life and death, and he refused to keep it. When he grabbed his left hand, he grabbed a knife from his waist. This knife, full of blood, thin as a flap, is a strange double-headed beast above the handle. The knife is intertwined with texture. Magic knife. Blood is sky. Yan saw this magic knife, suddenly shocked, and quickly retracted the claws. It knows that this magic knife is called sky. Very powerful, a knife in hand. Ghosts do not stay. After being smashed, the knife can be enough destroy its shape so that it is returned to its original shape. This magic knife, Blood Scorpion, is in the 2 ways of the fairy magic, but it is very famous. Compared with the 5 Prison King tripods, the fierce name is better than Wang Ding, and the 5 prisoners are the alchemy. The instrument, the enemy against the enemy, the lethality is still lacking, but this blood sword is different. It does not have any protection method, and there is no other function. The only function is to kill. The magic knife is out, the blood is raining. Although it is not a Dao, it can be evolved into a Taoist device at any time. They are all the best in the treasures. The rare treasures of the millennium, the Sun and Moon 5-star bracelets, and the 9 Palaces Golden Tower, are all pure magic weapons, which are worse than the magic knife, blood. Hey, Yan took back the paws, and when the body swayed, it disappeared, and the magic knife, blooded, was emptied. Huang Quanman's wrought sin. The 7-leafed monster forced a sigh of relief in the heart of the Yan. He also refused anything else. He must expel his own injuries, but a drive to drive away, constantly cannot be removed. The stock of the rot of the sacred, such as the bones of the skeleton, biting him, invading his suffocation. This is the world of Xuanwang, the first magic door, the sinister sin of Wangquan Mozong. You need to forget the water and refine it. Is it just that you have just sneaked on me, and you have the disciple of Wangquan who has forgotten the water? The son of the devil, see a lot of knowledge, the flow of mind, quickly take out a bottle of medicinal herbs, do not swallow. Hey, just at the juncture of his emergency healing, a few loud noises came, and his eyes were about to split. It was a few devils who were killed by Fang Han on the spot. Originally Fang Han was hit by the ground, and the 18 yin and yang devils immediately swarmed up, and they must catch and hold Fang Han. But where do you know, Fang Han and so on as this moment, suddenly, turned up, flashing like a ghost, directly to the front of a demon king, grabbed out. Actually, the heart of a demon king was dug out, and at the same time, the 5 prison kings also gave birth to a strong suction, sucking the demon king into it. These 18 yin and yang demon kings, there are men and women, although the equivalent of the magical master of the magic, but the mana is far from being comparable with the 7 leaves of the devil, the most powerful, but also the equivalent of the island owner, whereas Fang Han's opponent of this freak. For a moment, the 5-headed male demon king was directly crushed by the body, and all of them were inhaled into Wang Dingzong. Even the devil's disintegration was too late to display. Wang Dingzong has the feeling of forgetting the water, but also can control the self-destruction of the demon king. The rest of the demon king, seeing the situation is not good, have flew up, escaped the shadow castle. Court death. The Kie Mojun was extremely angry, and the magic knife, blood, was swept away from Fang Han. Not good. Fang Han was a clever, his body flew, and directly rushed into Wang Ding. He also felt the magic knife, Blood Scorpion, is very powerful, knowing that he had a knife, immediately became a pus, and there is no magic bullet. Use. His current body is strong, even if the dragon's cold swords and other treasures are not killing the skin, but they cannot compete against the magic knife, blood. When the magic knife, Blood Scorpion, smashed on Wang Ding, and actually left a deep knife mark. Good guy. Fang Han was a clever man, and his anger slammed into the big squad of Wang Ding, which continually spurred the Swallowing Squad, the Soul Squad, the Refining Squad, and the Gods. Awaiting a dozen large collections of magic weapons. Strong suction, sent out, and rolled onto the magic knife, Blood Sky. This magic knife immediately slowed down. The 5 prisoners, Wang Ding, originally had the function of collecting magic weapons. I want to take this magic knife. The 7 Leaves monarch smiled coldly. With your cultivation, you can't do it. His real intention is to contain you, let me sneak attack. The sound of the sinister test, once again conveyed, suddenly appeared, huge dragon claws, squatting on the 7 leaves of the demon head. Chapter 160, Human Treasure. Chapter 160 Human Treasure. Boom. The sneak attack of Yan is no trace, no effort, and exhausted the strength of life to get a hit. The Kie demon is extremely powerful and has a magic knife, Blood Sky. If he is allowed to expel the injury, he may turn over the plate and kill himself and Fang Han again. Now the reason why the 7 Leaves Devil can't display the earth-shattering magic power is because the first sneak attack, the sinister, has been deeply imprinted into his magical psi. You dare to hurt me? The 7-leafed monster is a sneak peek. In this sudden sneak attack, he can still react, and his palms face up, slamming, and picking up the claws of Yan. The palms collide. The claws of Yan suddenly disappeared, and there was no power in the empty, so that the 2 palms of the 7-leafed monster smashed into the air, and the palm of the hand broke the ceiling of the Shadow Castle, and rushed directly into the sky. Oh, your experience is a little worse. It's a little tender, it's a ghost, the real trick, here. The huge claws, once again appearing from the chest of the 7 leaves, a paw print live. Under this circumstance, it is too late to let the 7 Leaves Devil reinforce the suffocation. All the suffocating slams were all smashed, and his body was smashed with a palm, and his blood was smashed, and the whole chest went down, almost directly hitting the body into 2 pieces. Fortunately, the Demon King's body is very strong, and the suffocation has offset more than half of the claws, and the 7-leaf lord has not been blasted. Tianmo solution. In the midair that was hit, the 7-leaf monarch is also a monk. I know that this time I am afraid that it will be planted. If I have a strong magical thought, I will show the disintegration of the demon. However, the method is incomparably old and hot, and it has long been calculated. This is a ghost, and the dragon claws appear again on the top of the 7 Leaves Devil. A corruption squad was formed again, and it fell into the other's mind. It immediately invaded the magic of the 7 leaves, and took him all into the picture of Huangquan, deeply suppressed at the bottom of Huangquan River. Do not let the other person turn over. Now, it has been able to motivate some of the magical effects of Huangquan. What is the power of Huangquan? It is the top of the road, only a little magical, but also powerful, with the supernatural power of the captain, rich experience of fighting. The Kie Mojun is tender in the end, where is the opponent of the cricket? When Huangquan's emperor rose, he became the head of the emperor in one fell swoop. As he fought in the quartet, he did not know how many sinister battles he had experienced, and where the Kie monarchs were compared. On the rich experience of fighting, the 7 leaves of the devil, his son, the 9 evil spirits come to the same. Woo 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 woo. The master was suppressed, and the magic knife, Blood Scorpion, seemed to know that things were in jeopardy. Suddenly a flying dance broke free from the chill of the square and flew into the sky. It seemed to escape. Good guy, this baby actually gave birth to wisdom. 5 prisoners and kings have no spirituality. How can you let you escape? Huang Quandi. Yan Ga Ga Jila, the claws open, released a trace of Huangquan suffocating, changed into a network, even the magic knife net, but this fierce magic knife seems to stimulate the fierce, strong in the net the suffocation, the conflict between the left and right, and the fear of the net, are like a gorfiend to devour the heavens and the earth. A good magic knife is just fine for me. Fang Han has never seen such a powerful magic knife. The murderous weight is unparalleled. Fortunately, the 7 leaves monster was successfully attacked. If he could let him play the full power of the magic knife, the consequences. Seeing that the Kie devil was suppressed, and then suppressing the magic knife, it was a little difficult. Fang Han immediately provoked several large arrays of Wang Dingzong, rolled up the past, wrapped the magic knife around, and then flew himself and entered Huangquan. In the ground net, wrestle with the magic knife, Blood Sky. He also intends to exercise himself, refused to let go of a chance, the fists suffocate, the conflict, and sometimes spread, turned into a big hand, and the magic knife fights. The magic knife, Blood Sky, was held by Huang Quandi, and was suppressed by Wang Ding's big battle. The fierceness was greatly reduced. Therefore, fighting with Fang Han was quite similar. Fang Han, I quickly received this magic knife. Although the 7 leaves monarch was suppressed by me, it is still making waves. We can't turn the ship in the gutter. It is a good situation and it is destroyed. N-O-V-E in .c ohm. It is good. Fang Han continued to show his magical powers, and at the same time, he showed the mana of feeding milk. While urging Wang Ding, he applied his own suffocating force, which gradually suppressed the magic knife, blood scorpion, and then was suppressed. In the depths of Wang Ding, the cockroaches clamped on, just waiting for opportunities to refine. After losing the master's magic knife, it is still so powerful, it really opened my eyes. Fang Han suppressed the magic knife, secretly admired, more and more felt that this magic knife and lethality, deeply suitable for himself. Fang Han, congratulations on your strength. I see that the true disciple of our feathering now, except for the 5 masters and sisters, is very rare compared to you, especially after you refining this magic knife. I am afraid that it will be famous. Picking up, we have a genius in the feather door. Long Hao, this time, flew out Wang Ding. You. Fang Han smiled and was preparing to speak. Yeah, Long Yao waved his hand and smiled mischievously. Don't ask me, I didn't see anything. This means that she will never leak. This time, naturally, you have the advantage. The 7-leafed monarch is the son of the devil. The magic weapon on the body is the treasure of this castle. We are now copying the house. Fang Han got the benefit of the big day, naturally divided into a dragonfly. This shadow castle, at first glance as the palace of the 7 leaves monster, there must be some good things, you have to take a good check. Okay, copy home. Long Hao mentioned that the cold sword flew out and looked around. After a while, he found some herbs grown in the castle garden, all of which were loaded into Wang Dingzong. At the same time, some precious ore in the warehouse behind the castle was also included in the bag. In addition, Feijian Ling, some things in the magic weapon, did not find it. Fang Hanpeng knows that the magic weapon of the spirit level is very precious, and it must be carried with you. Although it is precious to say that the treasure bag is a kind of thing, but as a child of the demon god, it is impossible to be a master of the 6 kings. There are no utensils to store things. This is the shackles of Juyang Shengshui. I don't know what kind of magic weapon. When he saw the dragon scorpion smashed for a while, Fang Han picked up the cockroaches and separated the spirit. When he looked a little, he found that it was like a small pond. Do you actually absorb so many Juyang holy water? No wonder the recovery is so fast, it will reach the point of heaven and earth. Fang Han could not help but sigh. Long Hao took over this embarrassment and also gave him a spiritual exploration. There is a small pond in this place. How many Juyang holy waters should I put in? I am afraid that there is so much Juyang Shengshui in a fairy martial arts school. He is so much, but the loss is big, but unfortunately, there is no left, otherwise, my water gods condense the holy water of Juyang, and the gas will be concise again. You will take it with you and load it. Fang Handao. Long Hao is happy to accept it. Under this throne, I am afraid there are weird. Although precious treasures are carried with you, but under the throne of the ancient castle, it will definitely store treasures. This is the rule of our demons. The witch suddenly flew out. Looking around, the last eye was fixed on the throne in the middle of the castle. Oh, Fang Han heard the hard move, the hand pushed, the wooden emperor changed into a palm, only 3 fingers, but the simulated Tianju desperate hand, only 1 hit, the king shattered, gently grabbed the remnant throne also flew up, revealing a shallow cave. Sure enough, there are treasures. In this shallow cave, there is a large disc-sized giant egg. The giant egg appears white, and it seems to have been painted with a dense rune, which has blocked the vitality of the giant egg. What is this egg? Fang Han asked. It should be an egg of a beast. The egg has a majestic vitality. It seems that the 7-leaf monarch is trying to cultivate and absorb the vitality of this giant egg. The beast of the world may be a kind of extraterrestrial starry beast. I don't know how many kinds of things I know. I'm going to collect them and find a chance to hatch. It doesn't matter if you stumble. Good, close it. Fang Han waved his hand and took the giant egg. Let's go and collect the Tianding army outside. The 7 leaves monarch is suppressed, the demon in the fleshy and muddy pool, it will not be a climate, just charge us. The most interesting thing is this. Go. Fang Han is also very interested in collecting the demon, where willing to let go of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, immediately flew out. He is not in a hurry to refine the magic knife, Blood Sky, because the more the Tianmo collection, the stronger the strength of Wang Ding. If you charge 1,000,000 days of magic, you can refine the magic knife, even including the Kie monarch also together it is. The 3 flew out on the spot. Sure enough, outside the shadow castle, the demon has been chaotic. The group of devils danced, the sky was full of flying gods, dense, so that Fang Han think of the ants on the hot pot. Originally, this, flesh and mud, was stationed in the 18th day of the Demon King, plus the 7 leaves of the demon, the commander of the demon army. Now the 7 leaves of the demon are suppressed, several demon lords escaping, where the demon army is not frying. Fang Han saw this scene and suddenly became overjoyed. This is equivalent to entering the treasure house, and you can ask for it yourself. At the moment, Wang Ding was sacrificed, and the sky was spinning. The head of the demon was sucked in. The large array of Wang Dingzong, all running, sweeping where, a large piece of space was born in the sky. In a short while, Dingzong already has 100,000 demon. But this is not enough. Fortunately, Fang Han has the tree of the world, a breath, and vitality. There is absolutely no exhaustion of fatigue, and the power of Wang Ding is getting bigger and bigger. Finally, Wang Ding suspended in the air, forming a black hole of several tens of acres in size, strong suction, making the devil within 100 miles, cannot escape. 120,000, 150,000, 180,000, 200,000, more and more devils. Ingesting the demon, it was so dripping, which reminded Fang Han that when he was a child, he used hot water to boil the ants. When he poured it, he died a large piece. Just when he was getting a good time, suddenly, in the darkness of the sky, the slamming sound, a lot of golden light, flew down from it. Powerful mana, so many of the demons in this fleshy quagmire, collapsed on the spot. Magic handsome, do you think you can't escape? Many grand sounds, the light of the flying sword, seems to be many small suns. Great scene. Fang Han Meng looked up. There is a flaw in the body.